Hello and welcome to the Fire Them Cannons Arsenal podcast, Thunderdome edition, episode 33, with a special guest, Spill the Tea Lou, who's going to be spilling the tea today. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different today because we have one United fan. I decided to be the mediator between Anton and Lou because we all know I'm the balanced one and Anton's the delusional one. So we're gonna have
Okay.
so it's gonna be a 1v1 head-to-head discussions. I have the list. I have a couple of questions. I'm setting the tone between the two rivals here. And I'm gonna try to stay out of the conversation unless Lou says something absolutely ridiculous, you know. So
I
reckon
think
if
on
I
this
say
panel,
something
I'm the
ridiculous, he'll
least
also
likely
jump
to say
in too.
something ridiculous. I think Anton has that covered for everybody.
anyway,
No,
guys.
I feel like I'm like when people say, "Oh, if somebody predicted this at the start of the season, we would have thought they were absolutely crazy." I'm just that guy. That's why everybody thinks I'm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, do you know what I think? I think you're one of those people, Anton, that tries to will things into existence. You're one of those people, like, do you know the self-fulfilling prophecy? You're like, I'm going to put it out into the world so it comes back to me. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing if you realize you're doing it. I think when you go so far down the rabbit hole, you don't realize you're in a rabbit hole anymore. That's when you start to have problems.
Fair enough.
Oh, this is as you can see, it's already started. I haven't even asked the question yet, people. I haven't
needs
even started.
questions?
Anyway, guys, please remember to like the video. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and please scan the QR codes in the bottom right and left, and also subscribe to Spill the Tea Lou as she makes amazing content and she's growing pretty quickly. And yeah, I tune in. It's pretty fun conversations, and she will roast you. And if you say something she doesn't like.
Yeah, we did leave the link to her channel actually in not even the description, in the title. So yeah.
Yep. And before we get started, I just want to read some of these comments. Just to let you know, Lou, we read the comments quite regularly because we just love to get everyone involved, and I think it's a good feeling here. Guest says, yes, I got the tea. Mama Flossie, I'm here. Mama Flossie's from your chat as well.
Yeah, guess, Flossie.
David says, hey, legends, what a panel. I'm still full on here, but just know I smile seeing you guys in the show. That's so sweet, David.
For those of you who don't know, we did originally plan to have both David and Lou. So what we're going to do is that when we review this, hopefully an Arsenal win, David will come on here and
Alrighty.
And discuss.
Do you know what? Yeah. I'm proud of Anton for inserting the word hopefully, because I'm sure that was painful for you.
Yeah, it was. Trust me.
I've got him running scared already, Cal.
Alrighty, before we get into like the actual match, I just wanted to just have a little bit of a brief discussion on how we're feeling about our clubs. Seeing that you're the guest, Lou, I just wanted to ask you how you're feeling about Manchester United at the moment. How do you think the season's gone so far? And yeah, just give us a little bit of a taste how United's feeling for you.
I'm obviously over the moon because my club is so organized. We're performing so well. It's just our structure is incredible. We yet again have sacked our manager mid-season, so we've kept the trend going. We know what's going on. We thought, you know what? City and Arsenal's coming up. We need to sack the manager, get that new manager bounce. It is January, new year, new manager, new United. We've got it covered. No, on a serious note, obviously overall, Manchester United is an absolute mess. It has been an absolute mess for nearly 2 decades. And the mess is like compounding on top of the mess. So now it's like, what do you call it where they bring all of the rubbish? You know, the trucks, they bring the rubbish to like a dump yard and the rubbish starts to pile. That's United. The
landfill?
Yeah, landfill. Manchester United is like a landfill. But Michael Carrick is back in the house. I personally would have preferred Ollie. I love Ollie. Do not say anything bad about Ollie, or I'm going to rage.
No, I wouldn't.
I love Ollie. And Carrick said that his coaching style is based on Ollie. Ollie is the most exciting, attacking, united style of football we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson. If Carrick is going to be modelled on that, which he showed in the game against Manchester City he's capable of doing, then I think it can only be a good thing. I don't think it means United are back. I don't think United are going to be back for a very long time. I don't think it means anything beyond I might enjoy the rest of the season. And at the moment, that's a serious win. Other than that, the landfill is filling.
Dude, that's grim. What an introduction, man. This is grim.
It can only go up from here, can't it, really?
Hey. I will just say this. I think you guys put in a really good performance against Manchester City. And to be honest with you...
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, but not only that, but the football looked a lot better. Just, it wasn't even, it wasn't just about heart and desire. It was like players were allowed to play. They felt a little bit more comfortable. That little tiki-taka stuff that you guys are doing on the sideline keeps popping up on my feed. Just because we haven't seen it in a while, because that means the players are out there having a little bit more fun, which is good. I think players being a little bit more relaxed and just playing their football is going to help. So yeah, to be honest,
you seem more very positive about United than I do at the moment.
Because I'm not in it.
Has been since the start.
I have.
What do you predict them to be finishing this season?
I predicted, after I saw them preseason, I predicted 5th.
I also said 5th. Do you know the predictions we did at the start of the season?
Yeah.
I also put us in 5th. So I'm right there with you.
And to be honest,
what did I say? I'm going to go back.
You probably said like 11th or something.
I forget what I wrote. I'm going to go back and look. Wait.
The thing is, I'll say this. The only reason why I think United started to fail is I think Amorim was a big problem. I think you guys.
I wasn't far off.
He wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't too far.
We'll allow it.
Oh, Ash is in the house. Big ups to you, dude.
Shameless.
What I would say, I predicted 5th based on the quality of your players. And to be honest, I do think Amorim was a problem. I think I will say this. I said United is the most complicated enigma in football right now because of it wasn't just the manager. It's not just, the director of football. It's not just the owners. It's like everything, everywhere, all at once. If you get that reference, it's just, it's too much. And doing one thing isn't going to solve the problem, right? But you guys do have a decent squad, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, getting to let me just read some of these comments, and then I'll get to Anton. Mama Flossie. Oh yeah, Mama Flossie's here. And I think Mama Flossie is talking to Jay.
Jay's in the house.
Jay says Jay's in the house.
I brought my posse, don't you worry. I came with reinforcements.
Including Ash. So
absolutely.
A Northern Spartan says Boneri just scored for Marseille. Yeah, he needed the loan. Anyone who's complaining about that loan needs to sit down. Anyway, moving on.
On the last pod, before we believed it was happening, I was complaining about that loan.
Were you?
What are we doing? Why are we getting rid of it? Remember when we were sitting? I was like,
I disagreed with anybody
from this club. No, you agreed with me, brother. Don't rewrite history. Yeah, you did.
Well, I mean, even if I agree with you, I'm not. People are losing their minds.
Watch the last 5 minutes of the last podcast, Cal. You definitely were right there with me. You're like, oh no, what are we doing? We should keep Waneri.
Yeah. Well, even if I wanted to keep Waneri, I'm not losing my mind. Like thinking about it is like this guy needs this. If he needs game time, he needs game time. All right, Anton, I'm gonna ask you the same question. How do you feel about Arsenal Football Club right now? I know how you feel based on our conversations, but just to let the people know.
Yeah, look, we are having probably the greatest singular season since I was 12 years old, and now I'm 33. So 21, 22 years. It's been an absolutely fun ride thus far. I think the squad, by the way, for the first time this season is perfectly healthy, which plays a big part into why I'm so confident this year, is that we've had such great success with the third most amount of injuries. And Ash was alluding to it in the graphic yesterday. his team is actually first with the most amount of injuries. But
Mhm.
top 3 in terms of the amount of time we had key players out all season, and yet we're 7 points clear in the Premier League. We're top of the Champions League right now. We're into the semifinals of the Cup with a home leg to come in a week's time. So I am absolutely buzzing right now. All the Arteta outers are literally finding a rock to hide under because Mikel Arteta is looking like he's going to get it over the line. So, yeah, not a bad time to be an Arsenal fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going pretty well for us. I can't lie. I mean, you couldn't really ask for much more at the moment. People are saying that we should be 12, 13, 14 points ahead, which would mean that we would have at this point the highest point tally at this point in the season in the last 5 years of all clubs, of all teams, which is
Okay, but
that
how many points
that's
ahead
kind of
are
nuts.
you actually? Because shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. So how many
No,
points are
no,
you
no.
ahead
I'm
now?
saying
We're actually right now we're 4 points ahead. I just woke up and looked
Yeah,
Man
so
City
it's
1-2
not 12
nil.
or
Oh.
13. I mean, United could
no,
have been in fourth about 5 times.
no, but I'm
so far,
saying,
but we weren't.
Lou.
I'm just
I'm saying we should
keeping it
be.
real
I'm
here.
saying we should be calm. I'm saying there are people in our fan base that are complaining that we aren't 12, 13 points ahead.
Okay,
My
okay,
point is that,
okay,
like,
fair.
in order for us to be 12 points ahead, we'd have to be like the best team in the last 10 years to be
Okay.
like
I
to,
thought you
to
were
be on
saying
like
you should
60,
be 12 points
60,
ahead. I thought
60.
that
Yeah.
was your role.
Nah. See, Lou, it's okay. It's
See,
okay.
I can deal with 2 of this. It doesn't matter. I don't need David. I can do this.
I'm not even.
I'm so ready.
It's not
No,
even
no.
Cal versus Lou.
It's not. But she sucks you in, doesn't she? Huh?
I'm good. I'm really
And Cal
good.
was too afraid to have a combined 11, because
Dude, that'd be a bit too much. Too much.
Cal was like,
actually.
I'm not sitting in the middle of this mentalness.
Alrighty. Just quickly on the results today. It's kind of funny because me and Anton, we don't really, with the games being the way they are, we don't really get to watch these games a lot of times because
I literally just found out the Man City score in the middle of this stream. I was literally said 7, and then I looked at my thing. I'm like, well, they won 2-0. Oh crap! It's 4.
Yeah. What like
Did
when
you
did they
see the Liverpool result?
Yeah, they lost again.
Okay. I was just
So wait,
checking because
Bournemouth back-to-back
Anton is
home
not up to
winners
date.
late against Tottenham and Liverpool. No Semenyo this time. I gotta say, big up to Bournemouth. Like,
Yeah. Big up to Bournemouth. Who was saying that? It was Ash. Ash was saying that Bournemouth is gonna more likely to get relegated than West Ham. That was an L take.
Did you really say that, Ash? You are in the comment section. You can't defend yourself.
Ash
Did
is
you really
trying
say
to
that?
throw shade at me to save himself. We do a predictor, as you guys know, on my channel every single week. Ash is like, I don't know, and the rest of us are like 4-0, 5-0, 3-2. We have a bit of fun with it. We enjoy it. Ash takes it entirely seriously, and he's like, no, Manchester City are going to win. And we're like, no, Wolves for the win.
Ash chimes in, Cal. Read that last comment.
I'll take West Ham. West Ham just won 3-1. Yeah, but Bournemouth just won as well, so they're still 7 points behind. They're still 7 points behind. They still have like a lot of work to do, And
Didn't West Ham just signed Adama Traore?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, today.
The bodybuilder.
He used to play for FC Barcelona, for those of you guys who don't know. So
really?
Yeah, years ago.
Dude, he's the opposite of what I think a Barcelona player should be. He's
I think he was a Barcelona academy player, I think.
Yeah, he's just like a physical guy with like a bad touch. I mean, I guess is he that fast?
No, he's very fast. He is lightning quick. That's like his thing.
He's because he's so bulky. I in my head.
Yeah, he was Barcelona academy. Barcelona B,
Jay. Never mind, Ash. Jay's got it. Jay's on it. Bringing us back. Never mind Newcastle. They're not playing.
I still say Manchester.
That's a big Newcastle fan this week. They're going up against the Mirage at home. So,
Anton.
yeah.
Anton, no. No, I'm not even entertaining this. This is the problem with the Arsenal fan base. And I have heard you, Anton, so many times be like, oh, well, I need to stick up for my team because people are picking on them. I want them to know that someone with a platform is backing them. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to unequivocally support them all the way, okay? The reason people pick on your team is because your fans say things like, Aston Villa's a mirage. That is why people pick on your team. So do you see when you're out there
everyone says that though.
See when you're out there defending your team, the reason they need defended is because of fans like you. You're actually putting a target on their back.
I would wonder if I spoke to a Man City fan if they felt the same way about Aston Villa in the title race.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you for free.
4 points behind, I doubt it. Because that's what they were when you. But that's what they were when you both said it. So
yeah,
you might
because
say but you said it before.
And the thing is, Lou, it's not about Aston Villa as a football club. It's about Unai Emery. And we've had
insane.
him.
He's insane.
We've had him before.
He is insane.
Look, I'll tell you, I'll be straight up, Lou. If you guys were 4 points behind us, I wouldn't be calling you a mirage. You're Manchester United.
You can't. No. I'm ready for this. I knew what you would say. So you don't want people to judge Arsenal because Arsenal have been top of the league at Christmas 4 times and not once have they won the league. And your argument is, well, this season is different. How do you know? You just believe that it's different. So, okay, Aston Villa don't have a history of competing for the title or winning the league. That doesn't mean they can't do it this season. So if you don't want people to judge Arsenal on previous seasons, you cannot judge Aston Villa on previous seasons. I accept Cal's argument of judging Unai Emery because he's insane, and that's fine. But no, that wasn't
my
your
problem.
argument.
My problem is
your argument was entirely different, and I don't accept it.
Oh yeah. No, mine's got nothing to do with Unai Emery. Absolutely. When
I feel like you need a gavel
in the title race, and I do. Same thing.
Just bang the table.
It's more that the reason why I think it's different for Arsenal is because I feel every time people compare our past seasons, I know exactly why we failed, and those reasons aren't there anymore.
But you don't know that that's not the case for Aston Villa, because I do not believe.
But I do know what's the case for Aston Villa.
I do not believe that
Aston Villa just brought in Tammy Abraham on loan, which tells me
Arsenal.
They don't have much depth.
No. You do not follow Aston Villa as closely as Arsenal. So if you say
I don't follow Man United as closely as Arsenal.
Exactly. So if you say the things with Arsenal have changed that were holding you back before, I'm not going to argue because you know better than me on that. So I'm going to say, okay. So you can't sit there and say, well, that's definitely not the case with Aston Villa. You don't know. You must realize it's incredibly condescending to say about another team that has only that at the time was only a few points behind you, that they're irrelevant, because the word you used was irrelevant. They're not irrelevant when they were on the same points as Manchester City, in 3rd place in the Premier League, more than halfway through the season, and at the time were 4 points behind you. That is the opposite of irrelevant. You can say you don't feel that they're a strong challenger. You can say you don't feel that they can catch you. They're fair. But to say that they're irrelevant is factually incorrect.
Okay.
They're relevant to other people. Anyway.
Well, they're going to be even more relevant after we beat you tomorrow.
There she is. What I was going to say, it's for me, it's the Unai Emery. I think Unai Emery performs when the bright lights aren't on. Every single time the media starts talking about him, he starts losing games every single time. And I think that's why when he came to Arsenal, it didn't work. I think he's an under the radar guy. I think he's a really an under the radar guy. I think he's where he's supposed to be. I don't think he should move to a bigger club, because I think he wouldn't, because if Unai Emery were to be the manager for Manchester United, which was, I was hearing that last season, I think he would get you relegated. Because
relegate? That's a bit step too far.
Because I just said Unai Emery performs when the bright lights aren't on. So he needs sometimes when no one's looking at Villa will go on a run. When aren't people thinking about Manchester United?
Oh, people are always
People
thinking
talk about
Manchester United all the time.
people.
It's true.
Everyone's talking about Manchester United every week. This guy would fall apart.
Did you
Well,
see him
he would
pushing Yuri
explode.
Tielemans? Did you see the footage of him pushing Yuri Tielemans,
No.
like physically shoving him?
Did he push?
Really?
him?
Oh, lads,
No.
look it up. Go on X and just put in
Was this recent?
Emery.
Was this recently?
It was at the match the other day. Against
my
who
God.
did they play? Was it Dortmund they played the other day? Who did they
No,
play?
that's
in
Tottenham
Europe?
played Dortmund.
No. Who did Villa play recently?
Oh, they're playing in the Europa League.
But he subbed him off, and as he subbed him off, Tielemans goes over to high five him as they do when they're coming off, and he literally screams at him and shoves Fenerbahce. Ash has got it,
Yeah.
and he shoves him while
he's not-
screaming in his, insanity. And then when he was asked about it in the press conference, he was like, "He's like my son." And I'm like, well, I hope you don't shove your son like that, you big weirdo.
Lou, how do you
Mental.
feel about it? Speaking of that Fenerbahce game, of seeing Jadon Sancho scoring for Aston Villa? Yeah.
I'll tell
He
you
always
what,
seems
while
to
we're on
play
the
well when he
subject
leaves
of
you.
the word irrelevant, Jadon Sancho, irrelevant. Marcus
he
plays for
Rashford,
Aston
Villa.
irrelevant.
So see, when it comes to
They're
her
not
players,
irrelevant. But they're not
When it
my
comes to-
players. But they're not my players.
they're
They
your
don't play
ex-players.
for me.
You have an agenda. You have an agenda against these guys. They used to play for you.
Oh no, you did not just use the word agenda when you're talking about opinion. An agenda is where you won't hear facts and you just continue with the same opinion regardless of the facts that you're
How is
presented with.
Garnacho irrelevant?
An
Garnacho
opinion-
scores.
An opinion
Garnacho
It's
is definitely not
based on
relevant to
fact.
us. Jesus Christ, he kept Chelsea single-handedly inside in the Carabao Cup.
And
semis.
Sancho was a part of the Dortmund team that went to the Champions League final.
But that has nothing to do with us. See, if we play them and he scores against us, it's relevant. But see, when he's over there in Europe, a competition we're not in, when he's beating teams that we're not
So
playing,
you're saying
it's not relevant to
irrelevant.
Manchester United.
Okay, but you just said irrelevant in general. You just said
No. You spoke over me. And if you'd listened to the end of the sentence, I said irrelevant to Manchester United is what I said.
Okay.
If you play it back and you just listen to me, you'll hear that.
No, basically what Lewis saying
I don't
is that
ask-
Jadon
I don't
Sancho
ask
is
you
dead
about
to
your
her.
ex
That's what
players.
she's saying.
But I don't ask you about your ex-players because they're not your players anymore. They're not relevant to Arsenal.
Yeah,
Do you
they're
know
not
what I mean?
relevant.
I don't
If
ask you
Nketiah-
about Unai
I don't-
Emery. He's not your manager anymore. He's not relevant to you. Amram isn't relevant to
is
United
Jadon
anymore.
Sancho not still Man United? He's just on loan, right? He's not an ex-player.
I'm in denial. Honestly. Anybody
To be honest, if he
comes-
performs well and you sell him for money, that's relevant.
that's relevant. But until that happens, irrelevant. If he doesn't directly impact what we're doing right now, which he doesn't, it's not relevant. It's not
Northern
relevant to where we
Spartan earlier
finish.
said Ethan Nwaneri just scored for Marseille. That's the exact same thing as what I said. Jadon Sancho just scored for Villa. It's the exact
A little
same
bit.
thing.
That's
It's the
shameless.
exact same thing. They're
That's
both
shameless.
on loan.
But I would say that
from our
Nwaneri
clubs.
scoring for
That's shameless.
Marseille is not relevant to Arsenal. But I don't think that is relevant to Arsenal. It doesn't.
It is relevant.
impact you at
No,
all. Is
the
it going to
difference-
change your season? Is it going to win you the league?
No,
Is it going to
No,
impact how
it's
you
relevant
finish?
for the future. It's the future because
Okay, but
Nwaneri is
we're not
actually
talking
someone
about
that
the
we
future.
want. Yeah, because Nwaneri is someone that we
on.
actually want to integrate into the club. So if he does well at Marseille and he's scoring heaps of goals, we could, rest easy knowing that there's a good player that's going to come back.
Well, that's not
Why?
the same.
Why Sancho? That's why I said.
We don't want
I gotta
Sancho.
call
that-
Ash on something.
that's
because
why-
now you're making shit up, my friend.
Wait, no,
And-
Cattle was making a really good point.
When
Hold
did
on
I-
a
No,
when
minute.
did I say that
I'm still in the
Cattle
middle
was
of
making a
something.
good point. Let the man speak.
Sorry, why did I say that?
I'm saying the reason it's different for Sanchez because Sancho's not coming back to United. So,
Yeah.
so what he
Excellent.
does at that
So
point
he's
is relevant.
irrelevant. Thank you, Cal.
Anyway, some of these comments, Sly, nice, Sly, he's always here. Says, to be fair, a small percentage of Arsenal fans act like that. Most fans are level-headed. It's the fans of other clubs who just don't want to admit that Arsenal has a really good team. I don't
I
think
answer
most
that?
of the Arsenal fans are level-headed, to be honest with you. If I be
Can I
honest with
answer
you.
that, to be fair? Even just say we agree. Just imagine. So just imagine we agree. Sly is correct, and it's a small amount of Arsenal fans. Let's just say it's normally the minority that's the loudest. I find that in my own fan base. I find it with all fan base. It can be a loud minority, but when that's what people hear, they associate it with your fan base. And the other part of that, he was saying other clubs' fans don't want to admit that Arsenal are a really good team. I have admitted on multiple occasions that Arsenal are a really good team with really good depth. I don't like it, but I mean, I say it's a fact and then follow that up with the fact that I dislike it. But I think I think, not only when you have Arsenal fans being loud, I think when you have people who claim to be opposition fans on massive platforms constantly doing 3 videos a day about your team, people are sick of hearing about you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
that
it
doesn't
gets traction.
look.
Yeah.
To be honest, I know personally the people who make 3 videos a day about our team, and the reason they do it is because the national media, or what they call the mainstream media in England, are literally finding ways to bend over backwards and move the goalposts about Arsenal, regardless of what we do, and try to create negative narratives no matter what.
Do you think you're the only team they do that to?
No, they do it to you as well. That's why.
Exactly. So why is it only Arsenal that's being talked about?
No, to be honest,
Manchester United
to be
honest with you,
honest here, right? I will be cordial with Lou today because of most of our rivals. I understand Man United fans the most. I literally of all of our rivals, I've said less negative stuff about you than anybody else because we were you, and like I can relate to Manchester United, your fan base, everything.
Yeah, I think you guys are the most similar to us because of, first of all, you talk about like our clubs, for some reason, it's just media. There's a media frenzy when in terms of the mainstream media, always like talking about Arsenal and they always like talking about United. And when you guys start title challenging again, you guys are going to be in the same shit that we're in, where it doesn't matter.
Against Man City, and this week,
no, in terms of no. Like, for example, right now Arsenal are title challenging, and we're actually we're doing much better as a football club than we were before. Right now, Manchester United is a little bit mudded. When you guys get yourselves out of the mud, which is going to happen eventually, when you guys get yourself out of that mud and you start title challenging again, the media is still going to treat you like your shit, and they're still going to diminish all your results. Doesn't matter how good you do. So, and that doesn't happen with a lot of clubs. It doesn't happen to Chelsea. It doesn't happen to Liverpool. It doesn't happen to Manchester City. So that's why, for me, it's actually, this is the first season where I'm seeing Manchester City get criticized a lot. This is like the first time.
They're really, when they have to do it, they're like really like, okay, can I see another bad result? I want to see another bad result before I'm ready to do that. And Bodo Glimt, I think, finally was that moment. People were like, okay, what's going on here? Maybe something's going up here. Like,
yeah.
Did you see? There's a fun stat that while Rodri was out injured, so the 8 games before Rodri came back, they won. He came back, they had 3 draws, a loss, and the only win they had was against Newcastle, and Rodri was on the bench. Today's the first game they've won since Rodri's come back with him in the team.
Wow. And it was against Wolves of all teams, by the way, so.
It's a very interesting thing that nobody's talking about, but you can guarantee if it was Bruno Fernandes, everybody would know that stat already.
Yeah, of course. We all know. To be honest with you, I think half your own fan base don't like Bruno. So I
don't like Bruno. But I can say that no, I think he's a terrible captain. What I think people struggle with is when Bruno came to us, he was phenomenal. And he did things in a team that was toxic and terrible, and he was the standout. And I think because sometimes people are so grateful to what he gave to us and what he did for us in his first few seasons, they struggle to see any negatives with him now. And I think you have to be balanced. The man is like 31. He's going to be 32 soon. We can't be like, if we can get 100 million for a 31-year-old, I just think it's a no-brainer. That doesn't mean he's not talented.
That does too much good for your football club in terms of what you need for a rebuild.
The problem is what Glazers and Ineos do with that money, though. Like, then you have you're.
But what do they do if they keep him? They don't make any good decisions. So you can't. We cannot base all of our decisions on, will the Glazers mess this up? Because the answer is always yes. So we can't live by that rule.
In other words, if we're going to mess it up, at least can we mess it up with ballers in the team?
Yeah, exactly. And I also think I think you have to separate Bruno the player and Bruno the captain. So Bruno the captain is stone useless. I cannot have him. Bruno the player can be very good. We saw the best of him against City, the best of Bruno. But sometimes you have the best of Bruno and the worst of Bruno in the same match. Sometimes you have Bruno at 10 and midfield and left back and striker, and I'm surprised he doesn't be putting on the goalkeeper gloves sometimes. And I think we can't afford that level of indiscipline in the team, let alone in our captain.
Yeah,
And
I think it's the body language on the pitch isn't captain material.
Yeah,
and that sets the tone. That like people like those sort of intangibles actually matter. People pretend like they don't, but they do. You like how your captain reacts in adversity. If he's throwing his hands up,
why I didn't like
crying.
Oba as a captain when Aubameyang was also captain. He was the exact same thing.
But Aubameyang is amazing as a player. Amazing.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You can be an amazing player and not be a good captain. And the thing is, Bruno's never going to have the captaincy taken off him. Like when it happened to Maguire, that was a complete anomaly. And it was because of a change in manager. It was a whole thing. That's not going to happen with Bruno. Nobody's going to take the captaincy off him. So while he's there, he's the captain. And I think his attitude makes other players feel it's okay to have that attitude.
Yep. I 100% believe that. To get some of these comments, Jay was saying that you're holding you're on fire and you're holding your own, which is 100% true. When I was saying, I don't want to gang up on Lou, this was never going to be a problem. That was my bad.
She did tell you, she's like, I'm as good at having two United fans on. You didn't want to believe her, but she's right.
A lot of people talk the talk, but Lou walks the walk. You know what I'm saying?
I was ready. I knew what I was coming into. I saw the lightning.
Well, Ash says Sancho's and this was talking about when you were talking about Sancho and squad stuff like that.
Ash could have warned you about the Thunderdome. He's been here.
Yeah.
Ash wouldn't warn me. He would just let me walk into it and laugh at me. You ever seen Ash? He just laughs at me all the time.
Yeah, Anton, you said MLS is better than Lewis Hall.
See, no, I didn't. Cal would vouch. I'm not.
But
MLS's
then again,
fan.
Honestly,
I put Lewis Hall in our combined 11 when we were on here.
By the way,
Cal Fury.
By the way, Ash said Lewis Hall is the best left back in world football, and I was having an argument with him. Yes, so he's a bit delusional as well.
Maybe it was Cal who said that MLS was better than Lewis Hall. I'm
not this season.
I'm not an MLS guy. Cal knows that. So
yeah, he doesn't like MLS.
Yeah.
Were these Arsenal fans saying we should be scared? That's mad.
Wait. Who are we talking about? Man United?
I mean, I don't think Man United should be, you're playing. If this was at Old Trafford, it'd be different. But when you're coming to our ground, I think you guys should be a little wary. I'm not saying you should be shaking in your boots, but
I think what Jay is referring to is because we had some Arsenal fans in our live yesterday or the day before, and they were like, "Oh, are you deluded like the rest of these United fans thinking you can get out of this match?" And I think when you come with that energy, you're going to get shut down. Don't come with that energy.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so I think that's the kind of thing that Jay is referring to.
Yeah.
Don't be crazy.
Yeah. Those guys are just those guys will just come into war for some reason. It's a 10, not midfield. It's as a 10, not midfield. Though.
That's Bruno.
Talking about Bruno.
Yeah.
She had a good point. The minority of Arsenal fans tend to be the loudest. That being said, can't wait to humble the loud minority of Manchester United fans tomorrow.
Oh no, we're all loud.
Dude, Saeed on the Big Six literally said, Arsenal maybe has a better midfield than Manchester United.
Did you see everybody's reaction? Everyone just did this.
Dude, like, come on. I'm not saying Manchester United doesn't have a chance, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
I said Lewis Hall is in talks for the best in the world. Best. You said he's the best, and then we had an entire argument, and Quest was like arguing with you, and then I said, I was bringing up.
So it wasn't me. All right. See, why am I getting punished for Cal's crimes?
No. This is talking about.
Because you're one of the loud Arsenal fans, so when people say things, it's associated with you. See, Ash has proved my point accidentally.
I'm like, I don't think I've said MLS was better than anybody in any conversation ever. I'm like,
but when you have wild takes about your team, and then people hear a wild take about your team, they're like, "Oh, Anton must have said that because it's normally Anton. Therefore, this one was him too." You see, you're your own worst enemy.
I'll take it.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, getting into the game itself that's coming up.
Are you ready?
All right. I just want to get Lou. Just want to get your initial thoughts on the game ahead, gut feelings, and like what does this mean for you in terms of getting a result in here? So Like, just first, like, your thoughts.
So I have a lot of thoughts actually, and they kind of go back and forward because my team goes back and forward. But
Yeah.
obviously, yous are doing quite well this season. Yous are one of only 2 teams that haven't lost at home this season. There's only you and Sunderland haven't lost at home this season. So that's not good. However, yous are going into this match off the back of 2 draws. And Michael Carrick has beaten Arteta before. The last time he was an interim, he beat Arteta. It was 3-2. And yeah, it was a good game because we won.
Was Ronaldo playing for you back then?
I actually don't remember. Maybe
I think Ronaldo was playing.
I mean, it's possible the second time.
But
also in our last 5 matches. So if you just take your last 5 and our last 5, yous have actually only gotten 2 points more than us in the last 5 matches. Which, when you put it like that, is not astoundingly crazy. We do have Carrick, and what I would say is, we essentially never replaced Carrick. United never replaced him. We've never had a midfielder. Yeah, we never replaced him. So we now have the midfielder that was never replaced coaching our midfield, which has been our biggest problem. So it's not that I think our midfield is going to suddenly be better than yours, but I do think they can be better than they have been. And I certainly think they can be better than the midfield that did beat you, because he's there for longer than 3 matches. So I think to write us off would be insane. I think the fact that it's at your stadium obviously impacts things.
Yeah, but that first Carrick-Arteta matchup was at
Old Trafford. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But also, we're going to have Mazraoui back. We got to confirm today Mazraoui is going to be back for this match, which means we don't have to play Dallo, which is highly exciting. Absolutely.
I was just about to say,
exciting.
you know what? I was just about to say Shiver Me Timbers Mazzari, but then I remembered you guys have Dallo, so it's like
it's been a big
joke.
Okay, then it's like okay, that makes sense. Dallo's a footballer, bro.
What I reckon, if I try and be real, I think we can get a draw. I would love to beat yous. And I mean, look, if anybody had said before that match we were going to beat City 2-0, everybody would have laughed. I would have laughed. I wouldn't have believed in nil. But I think Arsenal for me feels more like a derby, because I grew up watching like Wenger derby. Like, City's irrelevant to me. They don't mean anything. So to me, this is
wait, did you just use Cal? I just want to clock that.
Irrelevant.
I just want to clock that. Yeah,
irrelevant. City irrelevant. Yeah, you can't say it about Villa. Villa's fine. But I mean,
Villa is fine. City's irrelevant. Lou, come on.
Villa didn't buy their way into 3rd, okay?
Oh my, you're just as bad as Anton. You're just as bad as each other.
Did you think Anton was going to out Delulu Lulu? I mean, let's calm down. It's the clues in the name, Delulu. Thank you very much.
Oh no,
you were not prepared for this. But I think we can get a draw, and I don't think it's impossible for us to get a win. I think it's unlikely, but I think a draw, actually is a really likely outcome. And I think part of that is there's not really there's not a lot to look at in terms of what Carrick has done already. So there's not a lot for Arteta to base his tactics on. And Carrick has been very clear that, like Ollie, he will change his tactics and adapt to the team he's playing. So what we did against City isn't necessarily what we're going to do against you. And that is what worked for... yeah, Lumen's a bit of a troll, don't mind him. By the way, Darkrow is also Lumen. Lumen has a number of accounts that he likes to join streams on. He sometimes likes to use our names. So if you ever see Spill the Chai Love, that is one of Lumen's accounts. But they say imitation is the highest form of flattery. So... we'll just let it go, but I would just point out not to take anything seriously.
To be honest, you clued me in, because to be honest, this as a troll is actually quite clever, because it's not completely out of the realm where you're just going to ignore it completely, but it's just enough sauce for you to get triggered, right?
A draw would be ideal. And then you mentioned that he was a troll. I was like, Okay.
A draw would be ideal for both clubs is insane.
I
That's
do
nasty.
believe, though, I do actually believe, as far as I know, Lumen actually is, while he's a troll, I do believe he actually is a United fan, as I understand it. But he does have up to about 20 burner accounts with different people's names on them.
Wow.
So if you ever see someone and you're like, this person's talking a bit crazy, it's probably Lumen's version of that person and not that actual person. Just so you know.
Oh.
Yeah. Mod knows.
Oh yeah, that's true. For those of you who don't know, most of you guys do, because a lot of you guys came over from Lou. Lou is longtime mod on the Football Terrace, so that's why.
And I'm
Lou knows
learning
all
from
this stuff.
Flossie, who is even longer time mod. So if you're going to
Yeah, I've
learn from
seen.
anyone, she's the
Yeah.
lady.
Mama Flossie's been in the chat for a really, really, really long time. Big
Yeah.
ups to Mama.
Yeah.
So Anton, your initial thoughts on the game. What do you think it means for the Arsenal? So yeah, just
Yeah.
give it to me raw.
Considering that Man City won 2-0 today, Lumen's comment for me is completely and utterly incorrect. That's how I feel about today. It's a must-win game for me. And Cal and I have had big chats about, the Forest draw and the Liverpool draw, and is this league done, or what percentage do we think we're going to win the Premier League? Part of my high percentage is my belief that the Arsenal are going to be getting wins across the board. 2 draws back to back, plus couple that up with a defeat at home to Man United, would be not a really good form for a championship level or not a championship, because the championship is the second
Champion
Yeah.
level team.
a champion level team.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I've been criticizing Man City. I said, I asked ChatGPT, has there ever been a side that's gone on to win the Premier League who's gone 4 games without victory? And ChatGPT said no. Well, we can't be starting to track towards that. So for me, it's a very, very important game for us to go out and win. I think this is a game that Arsenal have no excuses in, because we have no injuries for the first time this year. I think off the back of that Inter Milan game, though, I'm starting to feel confident, because the striker who everybody's been taking the piss out of all year is starting to gain form. He's now got 2 goals in 3. So that for me can only be a good thing. But today, this game is, or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know, time difference.
is quite
Yeah.
crucial for me, for him to make a statement in terms of a big Premier League game, because he's scored for us in 2, one cup game and one Champions League game. In terms of the Premier League now, he does need to start to deliver. Otherwise, he's got some competition knocking on the door, one who just scored twice the other day as well. So massive game in terms of him individually as a person. But one thing I'll say, and Lou's not going to like to hear this, but
Definitely not, if you have to preface it with that.
in the trends of this season, whenever Arsenal have hit slight lulls, so the first example was when we played Tottenham at the end of an international break. We had just dropped our first points of the entire season with a 2-2 draw against Sunderland, and everybody was living off of that for 2 weeks. Then we come out and we hit Spurs for 4. It was 4-1. The next one that was very similar to that, and it's funny because we were actually winning games in this period, but we, Cal and I included, were heavily criticizing Arsenal's lack of clinical edge over a stretch of December in which we were actually winning, but we barely got over the line against Wolves. We barely got over the line against Brighton. We barely got over the line against Brentford in that run as well. I think a few.
Well, Wolves beat themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
they scored all 3 goals in that game. So
that was amazing.
Whatever you're gonna say, I was still sitting there being like, oh crap, we're struggling in front of goal. But we responded with a 4-1 win against Aston Villa in what was a crucial moment for us in that season. For me, having seen what Man City have just done a few hours back, this is another crucial moment for Arsenal in the season, where in the Premier League we have failed to even register in the last 2 games. I feel like this might be one of those games where Arsenal come out and really just start to put the ball in the back of the net. When we have a gun to our head, we tend to come out and we tend to respond. So,
do you know who else does that? Man United.
Yeah, but you don't have a gun to your head. You are all
We do. Do you know how many times we could have
win
gone
against Man City all week?
No. Do you know how many times?
If you lost to Manchester City, I would say.
I thought you were impartial. There we go. So I would say we have had the opportunity to go into Champions League spots at least 4 times already this season. And we have pizzazzed every one of them up the wall. I don't think we're going to bugger up this one. I think it's possible that you smash us. I'm not saying that's a crazy take. I think it's entirely possible.
It's nothing to do with your team, by the way.
But no,
Aston Villa
I know.
was a good team.
But
Tottenham,
I think it's
at the time was a good team. They had the best
you.
away record at the time.
I think you're underestimating how important this match is for us. We have just released our financials for the year, okay? Our financials are in the bin. And that was when we were in all the competitions. That's for last season. The next ones that are released are based on this season, where we're not in Europe and we're playing the least amount of matches we played in about 100 years, because we can only play 40 matches this season because we're out of all the cups. So getting into Champions League spots literally is the peak of our season. It is the only thing that we have left that we can actually achieve this season. So I think not that it's not important to you guys, because I think it is, and I think Arteta's job might depend on you winning the league this season, but I think it's equally important for our club, and I think you're underestimating that.
Look, to be honest, Cal will back me up, although you shut him up now.
Yeah. No, he won't. I made sure of that.
Yeah, I know you definitely. Like,
I got wiped out the conversation, bro. I got
like, okay, when it comes to Arsenal, I am very much like tunnel visioned when it comes to this thing. When I speak about how I feel about games, it's got nothing to do with my opponent per se. It's got to do with where we are in this moment in our season. And for me, this is a season that needs to be tracking towards a Premier League title, and drop points at home in this moment would not be a good result for Arsenal at all.
Oh, I agree.
So from that perspective, Arsenal must.
Yes, but United also must. I agree, you must. Completely. I think it's incredibly important, and I think it would be a terrible result if you lose. I actually think it's a really bad result even if you draw with us.
Oh, yeah.
But
it would be a bad
we
result
also must. So I think it's going to be who must the most.
Who must the most, but with 60,000 fans behind us at our home stadium, where the only teams, by the way, that have gotten results against Arsenal at the Emirates, neither of them were victories, were Manchester City and Liverpool.
Yeah,
two
but
of the teams that were meant to be our title rivals.
So we're clearly better than them.
just to put a little bit more context behind United must. Just looked at the table. You guys have 35 points, 22 games played. You guys are currently sitting 5th in the table. Teams that are chasing you right now: Chelsea behind you with 1 point, Fulham behind you, 1 point behind, Brentford behind you. Well, Fulham already played their game, so then they can't catch you.
If we draw and Brentford, we get 1 point, we go above Liverpool because we're ahead of them on goal difference.
But do you think it's a little unfair? Do you think it's a little unfair to demand that Michael Carrick get a result away to the number 1 team in the league and in Europe with so many games left in the season?
No.
Do you think that's a little bit?
He fought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for this job. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Oh, no.
No. This is logical. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who is factually and based on statistics, which I know Anton likes,
the best manager you've had since Sir Alex.
No, the best ever interim manager in the Premier League. Factually.
Oh, really?
He got the job full time.
He also holds the Premier League record for most away wins in a row. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Michael Carrick fought him for this job. So if you think you can do a better job than 19 away wins in a row, you go out there and do it.
Wait, he went 19.
He was
away
like
wins in a
19 or
row
something. It was like
in the Premier League.
crazy. It was
Dude,
crazy.
I always thought he was
That's
done a
an
little bit
entire
this season. That's kind of crazy.
crazy.
We were
Yeah,
losing more at home than we were losing away. Because that's
Which
why
is
it became a thing of, well, United, Old Trafford should be our fortress, not when you're going away. And then it became about our own fans scare our team, and then it became a whole big thing. But
yeah, that's a thing.
if
So in
Michael
other words,
Carrick-
if your fans backed the team, you guys might have won the league.
if we had 80,000 Antons, maybe. but
Dude,
but
I think if any okay, Luke, before you continue, if
Yeah.
any team had 80,000 Anthons in the stadium, if they'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'd be
You know,
they win everything every year.
just from sheer positivity.
I know we would all be manifesting all 80,000.
Oh, I can imagine. But
Oh,
so no, I don't think it's unfair, because I think Michael Carrick actually off anyone understands the pressure associated with being at Manchester United in any capacity. He 100% fought for this job, absolutely being 100% certain what he was walking into.
yeah.
And I think he himself would accept that he must. So
Yeah.
why should I set lower standards for him than he's going to set for himself? So no, I don't think it's unfair. And even if it is, tough luck, sunshine. Pucker up.
By the way, another great fan of the Manchester United sunshine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, look at Guess. Sorry, I know you're in charge of comments. But I did see your friend Sly said that I was making some good points. I like him, my new friend. But Guess has initiated, and here comes the I love Ollie rant, because I can't help it. I just love him so much. But no, the point was about Carrick, to be fair. But he fought for this. He fought for it. So he should know, he should be ready for everything that comes with it.
Look,
and I think he is.
For me, I was hearing you talk about how, Carrick is willing to be flexible with his tactics and his formations. One person who I find is very flexible in terms of being able to come up with a great game plan is Mikel Arteta. And our very own, I was on a stream with Footy Judge Mo the other day. And by the way, this is the first time I heard this take, but I am running with it because it was literally music to my ears. Cal was sitting there as well. He was saying that the most tactically flexible manager in football today, right now, is none other than Mikel Arteta. We are the only team in the world that can play and be successful and play at the highest level any form of tactics. We can sit back, we can sit deep, and we can soak up pressure and hit you in the counterattack. We can also have the ball for 80% possession and be good doing that. We can also press you, to put the rest of the life out of you, win the ball high, and try to get the game done within a few minutes. We can do any version of the game. If we need to attack, we can be the best at that. If we need to defend, we can be the best at that. So, and because of the fact that also we have got so many different players that can do different things. So you look at our three strikers, for example. You got Havertz, who likes to drop deep, bring other players into play. He's a bit of an off the ball type of guy. You got Gyökeres, who's your brute bully, who's supposed to be a clinical striker. And then you got Jesus, who is more of your techie baller, who's got insane pace and can cause you problems in so many ways just with his trickery. On the left-hand side, we've got similar things with Eze and Trossard and Martinelli. They all kind of offer you those things in different ways. In our midfield as well, we got Declan Rice, who not only happens to be one of the best number 6s in the world, but also happens to be one of the best 8s in the world. So we've got so many different ways to beat you, and that's kind of just the way I feel like the one manager who, this is a reason why Arsenal do well in the second halves of games. So for playing against managers who we don't have much experience to get, like a Carrick, maybe in the first half we might struggle against you, but Arteta will see enough in the first half to come back in the second half, put his little magnets on the board and be like, all right, we need to be doing X, Y, and Z. Let's change this up a little bit. And in the second half, Arsenal come out firing, and all of a sudden you're 2-3 down. You're like, what the fuck happened here? Because that's happened to a lot of teams this season when they played against Arsenal in the second half. No one in the first 15 minutes of the second half has more goals than Arsenal Football Club.
Yep.
I literally had to clamp my own mouth shut
I
so
was
I
watching
didn't
you.
interrupt
I was
you
watching you.
because I don't mean to, but it's incredibly rude. And I speak over people all the time because you say something and I find it interesting and I'm like, oh yes, I'll forget. And I literally had to clamp my own mouth.
Well, I've learned this new thing, Lou, right? I got a notepad and I'm just going to write down the exact thing that there you go. See?
I get too excited.
Before you wait, Lou, before you start, let me just remind everyone, please hit that like button, please subscribe, and please subscribe to Lou as well. I think Anton, you put a link in the description.
Yeah, a description in the title, everything.
Yeah, awesome. And let me just read some of these comments.
We treat our guests
as well
with the utmost
respect,
even if they're loud.
What's the term that you use when you're like a really good host? Like you give them.
Oh, like on Airbnb. What is it? A super host? Is it a super host?
I don't know what it is, but we give you all the amenities. We put your link in the. We go full on for you.
Anyway, let me just get into this comments before we continue. Ash says Arsenal 2-0. Big ups to you, Ash. Hopefully,
I will remember that. When you say, I just like I said, Man United would get points. I'll be like, you were the one didn't you say 2-0? You know what's really funny, Lou? So I watch your shows with Ash.
Wait, Anton, give me a sec to just to read these comments.
Obviously. Oh, all
right. I think they were just talking about accounts.
It's Lumen. Lumen has about 3 accounts in your chat, so he's just letting people know he's going to use his human Lumen one just for football talk and not to troll.
Human Lumen. Yeah, here we are.
Okay. Carrick wasn't us to get place possible.
Wait, so how many of our viewers is Lumen just on different accounts?
So Lumen is human Lumen. He is also Darkrow. He is also Lou Sam, and earlier he was also. What was he? He was in his normal Lumen, so he's 4. He's 4 of your chatters right now.
Oh, nice.
So
I like Wissam.
What he has said that he is
the algorithm doesn't care if it's all the same person.
No. Well, he has said that he is going to subscribe to your channel on all 100 of his burners.
100 burners is actually
we will take that. We will.
Well, he has a minimum of 25, so he's probably telling the truth.
Here comes the I love Ollie rant, and we saw that rant. Using people handles. Oh no, yeah, this is just talking about his.
Yeah, well, we jumped 5 subs just in the stream. Yeah. So is that all Lumen?
I think the game's Arsenal's to lose. I don't think it's going to be that simple, Ash. If I be honest with you, I really don't. Facts.
Can we allow Cal to have his take on the game? I feel like it's fair.
After I answer your last monologue, then yeah, we'll let Cal.
For me, just as his co-host on this show, I just feel like without getting Cal's take on the game, this show is just not the same. Like, this
well, do you know what? To be fair, you have held back. You've done incredibly well, so I think it's only fair that we allow that space for Cal to give his take. Yeah. But I'm answering you about the flexibility first.
Let Cal,
just my initial. If I talk about my what my thoughts in the game is going to be, I think it's definitely a must win. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think this is our hardest derby. I do think consider Manchester United a derby. I don't think we literally go to Stamford Bridge and beat Chelsea all the time. Last time we lost to Chelsea, last time we dropped points against last time Chelsea beat us was 2021. We just don't lose to these guys. Tottenham are a joke. Unless you live in London and you have the proximity thing that's going on over there. I've spoken to Arsenal fans who live in London, and it's a thing, it's a regional thing. But on the football right now, Tottenham are irrelevant.
I'll give you that one. Because they're a mess.
Come on, and we beat them every time. It's not much of a derby. So I do think the Manchester United game, it's always difficult. It just is. I do think it's going to be tough, but we have to win. A draw isn't enough. We just have to go out there by hook or by crook. We have to win the game. I'm not accepting anything other than a win. Like anything other than a win is an absolute
I promise you,
disaster.
Cal, I won't defend. I do not defend a drop points in this game because
It'll
it will be 3 consecutive. Yeah.
I'm not, to be honest with you. I said I wasn't going to lose my head, but I might just lose my head if we drop
It
points.
depends. What does lose your head look like, though, Cal? Like, there's different versions of losing your head. You get what I mean?
Let's just say the things I was saying in the chat after we dropped points last time, I might say on stream. That's losing my head. That's losing my head.
I'm not going to tell the people what you said at the time.
You don't want to know.
I won't spoil what you might say if for later.
Can I ask a question? And it's a genuine question.
Yeah.
Do you
big ups to
remember
you.
when you
Rosie.
initially said, Anton, that no team had lost 4 in a row or had not won 4 in a row?
And then ChatGPT said it.
Yeah, but you asked ChatGPT and didn't go on to win the league. Was it around that time that you stopped winning? Because if you've had 2 draws.
So I looked this up last week.
And was that before or after the first draw?
All right. Listen, at the time,
I'm just want your timeline.
No, because this was again, half of the battle, Lou, is against our own fan base. And after the Nottingham Forest game, Arsenal fans, I'm talking about every Arsenal fan I know outside of myself, all lost their mind. They all at the same time are seeing Arsenal do similar things we've done before and be like, oh, no, this team is exactly the same as it's always been. We're going to bottle it again. We're not capable of getting this over the line. I'm like, what are we doing here? This is our biggest lead of the whole season. And I'm saying, what is Man City doing that is telling you that they will win it? Because what Man City's form at the moment, and this is before right now, where they have gotten a victory, congratulations to them in 2026. Welcome to the new year. But prior to that, I saw them after they lost to you. That's their 4th straight game in which they had not won. And I was curious. I'm like, has any team ever had a form like that and gone on to win the Premier League?
Yes,
and
I understand.
I looked it up,
that.
It was last week, when I.
So it was after you'd already drawn to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask that is because if you draw or lose, but draw likely to us tomorrow, it'll be 3. I'm interested in the timeline. Not everything's a battle. It's sometimes genuine interest.
I'm answering you.
Yes, but you gave a very long answer to a very short question. Was it before or after? It was very strange.
No, because I had to be very clear about.
Basically, Anton was Anton. This is like you said that a lot, but I just don't believe in that. I don't believe in a team X has never done this because X has never happened before. I mean, I'll use the example, and it's against our own club. You know, no team was ever top of the league for 93% of the season and not win it. We did that. We did that. Like, these records don't mean anything to me. Like, none of them. Like, none of them mean anything.
I don't think they mean anything set in stone, but I do understand that they set a precedent, or they set maybe a likelihood if something is more or less likely to happen. I think that. I don't think you can use it to say, and I used the Arsenal example earlier, well, every single time Arsenal has been at the top of the league, they've never won the league, therefore this season they also won't win the league. I don't think you can use it as a hard and fast rule.
Yeah, I don't use it against us either, but I don't use it for us.
I know this is.
I don't use it for us, and I don't use it against us.
I know this is off the topic, right, Lou? But because you are not in the PTSD Arsenal camp, because you're not an Arsenal fan at all.
Yeah.
How do you when you look at Man City this season, do you see the same scary boogeyman of the seasons past?
No. I think last season, and I did a number of things last season, okay? So there was a number of things that happened, and the only thing anybody talked about was the injury to Rodri. It was the only thing anybody talked about. But what people don't talk about, and I cannot understand for the life of me why, okay? Pep Guardiola intended to leave Manchester City at the end of last season. That was his original intention. We know that was his original intention because he had discussed it with his wife. And then when he told her he was going to stay at Manchester City, it caused problems in their relationship to the point where the relationship broke down because of the pressure he's under being the manager of Manchester
Sounds
City.
like Tom Brady.
But that's what happened, to the point where
I didn't
it
know that.
literally broke up his relationship. As I understand, they're back together now, but they separated. So Pep,
she just
remember around the time when he had the scratches on his head and all?
Yeah.
His entire life was falling, his personal life was falling apart, okay? So I'm telling you, that man was not the same in the dressing room. And they hired, so when there's a guy that works with Ruben Amorim all the time, okay? And so before Ruben Amorim went to Sporting, this guy went, and then Ruben Amorim followed him. Manchester City hired that guy.
Oh yes.
Ruben Amorim was then going to take over
the same
from
guy
Pep.
who guaranteed Gyökeres the gentleman's agreement.
There you go. Yeah. But so we know Pep was going to leave and Ruben Amorim was going to go to City. What happened then is we took Ruben Amorim. Manchester City panicked. They didn't have anybody else lined up. They pleaded with Pep to stay. He said okay, and at that moment in time, it cost him.
Ruben Amorim turned down City to join United.
As if City's plan was let's
no, but like I don't
Lisbon's
wait, just now, wait, Anton, wait. But before we get into that, Ruben Amorim,
yeah,
you don't make any sense as a human being. I swear to God. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Mid-season
too. His collar. Yeah. But that was the thing. That was the thing. They didn't want him mid-season. They wanted him in the summer, which is why we demanded he moved mid-season, so we would get him before they were ready for him.
But the thing is, it's like joining in the summer is the correct thing to do.
That's what he wanted. And we were like, no, now or never. And he was like, okay, now. He panicked. We panicked him. But my point is, there was a whole lot more to City's season than Rodri was injured, okay? So Pep agreed to stay. His relationship, as I understand it, is now back on. That's resolved. However, mentally, he was leaving. He had left. His time at City had come to an end and he mentally prepared to leave. He did not mentally prepare to go to battle again. So my thing is, while he agreed to stay physically, I think mentally, he is not the manager he was. He is not in the headspace he was in while Manchester City were in that juggernaut phase. And if the guy who's leading the charge is not in the same headspace, how can the rest of the team be? And I just think it's so under the radar. Nobody is talking about it.
No one's talking about it.
Understand
their form last year and the way it dropped off a cliff as well, around that same time, it makes a whole lot of sense. Like,
you should be on more panels, Lou.
In my personal relationship, right? The fact that you've just told me that, first of all, I've never had those type of issues, but we've had the small fights, right?
We all have small
fights. Whenever your girlfriend goes, hey, I'm willing to, make peace if you do X. You fucking make sure that you do X.
You're doing X. Yeah.
So if I reckon he's like, all right, I'm actually going to be leaving this time. Just please come back. At the end of the year, I'm done. I'm hanging it up with Man City. He's going to be doing that. So like by that logic. So yeah.
Also, he has no reason.
Makes sense then as well. So,
I'm baffled that no big channels are talking about it, because to me it's so obvious. I'm like, it's blatantly in your face. Why are you not talking about it?
They don't really get scrutinized as much as other clubs. I think other managers, people will look into their personal lives and stuff. If Pep was at United, you'd know. Everyone would be talking about it.
I just think, and I think it's the same. I follow the UFC, the MMA. I really enjoy it. Okay, but I think.
But Conor McGregor, by the way, big Conor McGregor fan. I must be.
He's a horrible human. He's a horrible human.
But he's like,
I think
the most famous athlete in the world, correct?
Have you never heard of Katie Taylor?
No.
Please tell me, world champion boxer, world multi-world. What is wrong with you two? Katie Taylor? Are you insane? Google Katie Taylor right now this minute.
Conor McGregor transcended fighting.
Conor McGregor got famous for being a bit of a mental case, for being a bit
Yeah, but
unhinged.
but in terms of fame, I'm
But
not
my
saying he's the
point is,
best,
I'm
but
going to
fame.
relate this to Conor McGregor, so that's okay. It's good you know who he is.
Mm.
My point is, when Conor McGregor lost the hunger for the fight, he stopped being the fighter he was. Pep Guardiola has lost the hunger. He still knows how to coach, but the hunger is gone. Therefore, the performance will never be the same. So no, I don't think they're scary anymore, because I think their secret weapon was always Pep. It wasn't Rodri or Haaland or anybody else or Kevin De Bruyne, or it was always Pep. And Pep's hunger for me is gone.
Yeah.
Also, it does help that I think he needs more than one generational talent in his team to actually do something, and he only has one right now. Sorry, folks, got to go walk these hounds. See you, Mama Flossie. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so
just
much.
getting. Yep. And guys, please remember to like and subscribe. And thank you for being with us. And thank you for the Lou crew for joining us for the stream here to make it a little bit more exciting as well. So thank you, guys.
And thank you to all the lumens,
And just getting into the game itself, I just wanted to talk about, the actual, feelings aside. We've talked about, how we feel about it and what we think, what we need from it. Let's just talk about, just a little bit on who do we think is going to start? What do you think the tactics are going to be? I'll start with you, Lou, as you're a guest again. So who do you think, how do you think you're going to set up against us? How do you think you're going to play? Who do you think we're going to start? And also, I just want to do one, actually, I'll probably do that as a second, just at the end, who do you think is going to be a standout player? But let's just start with how do you think you're going to set up?
For each other, I like to know what what Lou thinks about Arsenal a little bit as well.
Yeah, well, we could do both.
Yeah.
So I think our lineup is incredibly hard to predict, because we are now going back to a different formation. And when we previously played this formation, we didn't have some of these players. And now we're going to have Mazraoui back from AFCON as well. So it's going to I tell you, I bring my cheerleaders everywhere. I bring them all. But I think obviously Lamans will be in goal. Thank God for that. I would like to think Mazraoui will be picked over Dalot. I have absolutely
Dalot,
no confidence.
I need him.
But I need Mazraoui.
I need Bayern. He was the man of the match for us in the first game.
I need Bayern.
Ridiculous.
I need a Bayern Dalot lineup, bro.
No, we don't. Martinez, Lecha, I think he will play. Who plays beside him is a mystery. Could be Harry Maguire. Could be Lenny Yarrow. Could be Aiden Heaven. We don't know. Maybe Gillette's going to be back.
The Emirates would be amazing.
Aiden Heaven is an excellent player.
It should be Harry Maguire.
He's an unbelievable player. I think we bought Yarrow as like a generational talent, but I think Heaven is better than him. I think
you think Heaven is better than
let's be fair, 100%. Right? I hate to stand up for my club, right? Mm-hmm. Lenny Yarrow came from Lille, and Aiden Heaven came from Arsenal. Mm-hmm. For me, just straight up,
that's delusional.
Heaven came
that doesn't make any sense.
From a better academy.
I think Aiden Heaven is a better player than Lenny Yarrow. I don't know what.
I mean, if you want to say he's a better player, but there's good academy projects everywhere.
Better player than Lenny Yarrow, 100% better.
From when I saw United,
better.
Yeah, when I saw, I don't watch United week in week out. Yeah, but like when I saw a lot of Heaven, I thought he was really good on the ball, but it was just like his youth, his decision making. He'd make mistakes, but he was a kid, so that's always to be expected. But his on the ball ability, I thought, was really good. When we lost him for the fee that you guys paid like what, 1 million for him, dude, that was a colossal failure.
Yeah,
by the Arsenal Academy,
because he's so good.
So I think that's why we're doing a little bit of a revamp at Arsenal in terms of to make sure that these talents don't just leave to our biggest rivals for peanuts.
It's crazy. I remember in 2024 we played you in a preseason game in Los Angeles, and Euro starting for you and Heaven was starting for us in that game. It's just crazy how
Yeah.
life
Now,
moves
that's
on
not to
so
say
quick.
Yarrow's a bad player. I think Heaven is better, though. He seems more natural. And Cal, you're probably talking about the last 2 games that Heaven played. He had some little small things, little mistakes in him. But overall, I would
No,
say
he's young. The thing is,
95% of his play has
defenders
been excellent.
defenders
He's really
usually
good.
start to become like legit at like 25. It's very rare for them to be extremely composed at these ages. So I think it's nice to have like a talent there to just always be able to sub in and
Well,
sub out.
that's why we had
You just
Salida
can't.
on loan for
They
such
just
a long
can't.
time.
Yeah,
We
you
missed
just
it.
can't. You just can't have them just there week in week out because the pressure will get to them. So they can start every now and again and sub on every now and again, but you can't have like an 18-year-old centre back starting week in week out.
We're stuck because DeLitt went out for what was
Oh,
supposed to be
DeLitt-
one
is
game.
DeLitt injured or he's subbed?
He's been injured
suspended?
for about 2 months.
So
He went off for 1 match and has been injured since, and that was before Christmas. And supposedly they're not really 100% when he's going to be back. We don't even really know what's wrong with him. Something to do with his back, but we don't know what it is.
DeLitt in the game against us in the first game of the season was phenomenal. So I thought that's a big out.
I think it'll be Maguire. I think it'll be Licha and Maguire.
Yeah, I think it'll be
Maguire seems to be the guy you start in these big games, hence that Liverpool.
Also, Maguire has the physical attributes to kind of contain Eucharist
and he can score.
If he tries.
And
big
he
head,
can score.
slab head.
I love him.
In terms of your midfield, what are you thinking?
I think it's going to be Manu Casemiro.
Wait, did you say you were playing at left back? Is it going to be?
It's probably going to be Shaw. I'd say it's going to be Shaw. I'd be surprised if it's anyone other than Shaw. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot there, and Shaw's experienced. He knows what he's doing. Once he doesn't injure himself, he generally is very good.
I just want to take a time out, by the way, because the most amazing thing just happened.
Go on.
We just jumped by 16 subs in 60 seconds. I just refreshed. I refreshed my page, and it was 16 subs.
Congratulations! Yeah. That's unbelievable.
We are almost 6 away from 100 from our 100 here. So, thank you so much to the Lou community. The cheerleaders really follow her. Oh my god, that's unbelievable.
I come with fire. There you go. And you thought I couldn't handle this.
I don't think I never said you couldn't handle it.
No, you were concerned that maybe
I didn't want to be
okay. Lou, I need to be very clear about this. On the Thunderdome, we usually go to because we had Ash and Kane the first time. The second time when we had Chelsea, we had Jesse and we had Andrew, right? So it's always like 2 fans. It's that way. It's like 2-2. So we were gonna we always bring them on in pairs. So we're gonna have you and David. It's got nothing to do with Lou can't handle her own. Like Andrew sat here for a good part of an hour while Jesse was coming back from work and also held his own for a while. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, can you imagine David was here? The stream would be 4 hours long because there'd be all of us talking. Nobody hearing anything.
Yeah. I can't wait to get David on here as well eventually.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
He's been on here a few times, but it's always like
that man works. He works so hard.
Just
he just hops on
out of the blue.
Yeah,
he just hops on.
Sometimes he'll be in the chat and we'll be like, "We send you the link." Yeah. So
he's always working.
Who are you guys gonna play at right back?
I'm hoping Mazraoui, right back.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Mazraoui right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon Mazraoui, Maguire, Licha, Shaw. In front of that, I reckon Casemiro, Mane. You're going to be playing Bruno.
Yeah.
I reckon you're going Dorgu, Ahmad, and I reckon we're going in Bumo up front again.
So Cunha doesn't make the starting lineup.
Cunha didn't start the last time, and it worked.
What about Sesko? No Sesko either?
No, thank you.
You
don't like Sesko?
Sesko
you don't like
against also though. Sesko has got something to prove against us because we went with the other guy.
Yeah, but you know what?
I mean? Like, to be honest, of all the players that are on your team, I actually was waiting for a debate about Sesko Gyökeres. That's why I wanted to do a combined 11, but we didn't get that far.
I think both of them are underwhelming.
Sesko's the one that makes me nervous because he has something against us.
What are you talking? Sesko makes you nervous.
Sesko, listen.
I'm glad you said it because
it's an emotional thing.
Dude.
It's an emotional thing.
Dude,
Anton,
he was supposed to be Arsenal's number 9. He was supposed to be Arsenal's number 9. He was Arteta's guy, and we went with the other guy.
Sesko.
No.
The guy who said I'm not joining Arsenal because fucking Kai Havertz is there. That guy?
No. Right. First of all, this would have been a different conversation if we still had Amram, because Amram created Gyökeres. That was the conversation. It was never about Sesko and Arsenal, ever. It was about Gyökeres, Amram, United. Sesko was collateral. And I said, on the football terrace, actually, I argued with Terry and KJ that I didn't want a young developmental striker, whether that be Sesko or Gyökeres. I wanted Ollie Watkins. I wanted an experienced striker that wasn't developmental, who knows where the back of the net is already, because that is what my team needs. My team does not need another project. And that's nothing to do with Sesko. But it's nothing to do with Sesko or Gyökeres. But I feel the same about both of them. They're neither of them. And I don't see this phrase Premier League proven. I think it's a little bit overused. And I think just because you played in the Premier League doesn't mean you've proven anything. You can play in the Premier League and be terrible. I think Premier League experienced is important. And I think when you're in the state that my club is in, when you're in the state that my team is in, when you have a constantly rotating, revolving door of managers, you need someone up the front who knows how to score a goal. We know Ollie Watkins can do that. So I would have went with both. But if I had to pick one, I said at the time during the transfer window, I said I wanted Ollie Watkins. I don't believe we should ever have one striker at Manchester United. If we're going to have one striker at Manchester United, it certainly should be someone more experienced and not a developmental player. So it's not really about Sesko. He seems to be hardworking. He seems to have a good attitude. He started scoring. He was, I don't have an issue with Sesko, but it should never have been just Sesko. A team like Manchester United shouldn't have.
For me, for Lee, I think it was more of an Arsenal thing that we have Sesko fans still within our own fan base. Like it's more about Sesko and Arsenal.
That's a narrative thing.
But again,
the thing is, and also for me personally, and for me personally, Sesko isn't some guy who's gonna take over the game because he has something to prove. Like this isn't Ronaldo coming trying to prove something against Arsenal. I'm saying you're watching out for Sesko because of the narrative and stuff, but he hasn't earned the right to have like narratives against Arsenal that he has something to prove and we got to watch out what this guy's going to do. Like, I'm sorry, like when we say stuff like that, we talk about the big boys, like after Miles Lewis-Kelly, made fun of Haaland, the next Arsenal Man City game, we're thinking Haaland's going to do something against us because our player made fun of him in a celebration. That's the caliber of player I expect that's going to take over a game and do something against us. Sesko? I'm sorry. No way, no how. Even if you said, like, if we did something to Bruno Fernandes, I would be like, oh yeah, Bruno Fernandes on his own can do something against Arsenal, just on his own ability and talent. But for me, Sesko, no, it doesn't matter what the narrative is against Sesko.
Okay, let me explain this.
He's not.
I'm trying to find a better way of saying this. For me,
I understand what you're saying.
Arsenal, but as much as Lou wants to say, about Man United, Arsenal basically had the pick of the two. Whichever one we wanted, whichever one we would have gotten. Both of them had preference number one was to play for Arsenal. And for Sesko, he was told at his job interview, just like that, Arsenal preference was him. And it was like two people went for the same job. The other guy in the end got the job. If I'm Sesko, I'm like, I'm going to show you that you picked the wrong guy.
Dude, he's not good enough.
And that's
he's not good enough.
That's okay, whatever.
I understand what you're saying,
as
but
a person,
my
as
point
a competitor, that would be my internal internal thought process you've been like,
if Conor
I
McGregor,
show you that you guys were wrong.
if Conor McGregor, makes fun of my mom, I want to beat him, and I have motivation to beat him. Am I going to do something against Conor McGregor? No, because I can't do anything. I'm not good enough to fight him. So Sesko could be, fiery in his eyes or whatever, because first of all, he was angry at his agent than he was at Arsenal, because his agent was the one that made it super difficult to come to Arsenal, because we were chasing him. It wasn't like we said, "You're not good enough, Sesko, goodbye." It was his agent that wasn't doing anything, and reports came out that he was extremely upset with the way his agent handled business. So he doesn't even have like a grudge against us personally, and he's not good enough.
Also, two things. First of all, I don't think he's not good enough I'm gonna, because you've made a lot of points there. I agree with you, Cal. He's not the player that's going to impact the match like a Haaland, like a Kane, like a tip-top super duper striker. So if you're saying he's not good enough in that sense of being the
no, that's what I mean. That
I can get. But the thing that's been leveled with him as a whole is that he's not good enough for Manchester United, Arsenal, etc., etc. I don't think we know that yet. My point about
that's
him
not
is
what I'm
that
saying.
He's not a solo striker. So I agree with to the point. I don't think he's like the impact. I don't think he's the player that's going to decide the match.
Yeah.
However, with Anton, what you're saying is, I understand what you mean about wanting to prove a team wrong when they didn't pick you. I get that, but that's assuming that he's still thinking about Arsenal, that you're still foremost in his thoughts, which I don't think is the case. Because I think maybe at the time, maybe if it was earlier in the season, maybe if it was fresh after the transfer window, I can kind of go, yeah, that's probably in his head. I think now, this far into the season, when he's had a change of manager, when he's fighting for his position, when he's trying to develop himself, I don't think that's in his head anymore due to the timing of this match. I think earlier in the season, yes, that feeds into it. I think now so much has happened for him at United. I just don't even think that's going to come into it. I also think, and I said this to one of our own fans the other day, who was like, oh, well, we should play this player, something about like somebody would be upset, or it'll damage his confidence if he doesn't start for 2 games in a row. And I was like, I don't care. I absolutely don't care, because
thank you.
Why are we handing
We get
out,
the same
like,
shit. We get the same shit in our fan base.
If it upsets him, then he shouldn't be at Manchester United.
You know what?
Every single player should have to fight for their spot.
What I've been hearing. Oh, Eze hasn't started. He might be upset.
From me.
He might be
He's
upset.
Not been good,
bro.
He's not been good.
I am so anti-player FC. It's insane. Like I am. Like I don't care. Like if you're not performing, get the fuck out of here.
You're right.
You earn the right to play.
I don't think Sesko feels like that. There's fans sticking up for him saying that. I don't think he feels like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Sesko would say, oh, please start me because I'll be upset if you don't. Sesko, by all reports, is the first one to the training pitch, the last one to leave, the hardest working, is doing everything to earn the spot. He's not asking for a gimme. So I don't think, if he's not asking for it, why are people asking for it on his behalf? We can't pick teams based on, will he be upset? What if he doesn't like it? You're not supposed to be his friend. You're supposed to be his boss. Pick if he does well. And if he doesn't, tough, do better next week. Sorry, that's not how we roll it.
That was nuts. Under Darren Fletcher.
Dude,
Sesko his best form.
I'm sorry. I wish I had a soundboard for like freaking alarms and horns and stuff, because that is exactly how I feel. That is exactly how I feel about this whole thing. I'm sorry. You're playing for one of the big clubs. You're demanding game time. Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Exactly.
I'm sorry. The badge will always be bigger than you. I don't care.
100%.
Yeah, glad.
On Eze, I don't think he's demanding game time, but I can just see it in his face. Like when he was pulled off against Inter, he seemed a little bit peeved. He walked around. He went when players go the long way, they don't even exit straight and give their. He went around the pitch. he just, you could see it in his body language. He's like, oh my God, for
I don't give a
fuck's sake.
fuck about
He
your
took
body
me off at
language, bro.
55 minutes.
Give a
You know what
fuck.
my
You know what I mean?
problem
Like-
is, though? My problem is, right, Anton? He has come from being a big fish in a small pond to a small fish in a big pond. The exact same
Exactly.
as Alexander Isak. Where he was the guy. He was the main man. Everybody wanted him. Everybody was talking about his signing. Everybody was saying how dangerous Arsenal was going to be. Adding him could be the difference. He's going to be excellent. What I expected from Eze is what I'm seeing from Semenyo. I don't want you to talk about it. I want you to do it. And you're not doing it. You are underwhelming me right now. So I don't care
Did
what way
Semenyo
you want to
score
walk
today,
off the
didn't he?
pitch. I care
Yeah, he
how you
did.
walk on the pitch, not off it. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, it's like Eze right now, he's not even in our top 5 best players, even though he's really good. Like,
But
and
that's
this
his
even if he was performing well, he wouldn't be in our top 5. Even if he was performing well, he wouldn't be better than Saka. He wouldn't be better than Declan Rice. He wouldn't be better than Gabriel. He wouldn't be better than Saliba. Like, he's not better than like a lot of our guys. Zubomendi, like this is what happens when you come to a team, and especially like a team in our position, like in Arsenal, where like the squad that we're putting together, like you can't. No one's coming on here and demanding it. Even Saka has to watch his back now because Madueke is putting together really good performances. I don't think they're on the same level, but in one-off games, Madueke has shown that no, I can dribble past guys, create a lot of chances.
With you, Cal.
Yeah.
I was just making an observation that I can just see that he is a little bit shocked with how things are going at Arsenal right now, and you could just feel
I honestly I don't know.
Language.
I can't say that.
He seems like a guy who's like, he's a very religious man. He's very well centered. But for the first time, I saw something go off in his brain that was just a little bit like.
I think you might be reading too much into it because if he's,
I'll be honest, I agree with
feeling,
that. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I feel like I do. I just think it's he went big fish, small pond, small fish, big pond. I just think it's classic that. Really, I do. I've seen it. I wouldn't care. That's his problem to sort out.
Yeah.
But I think it's there. What I just also want to say, another one of my groupies is in the chat, PFC TV, one of my other favorites.
Arsenal boys, I'm here to collect my 3 points in advance.
Did you look at the profile picture?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
That's actually a good one, actually.
Isn't it? It's Haaland and
I just big ups to Manchester United fans. I'll always respect you more than I respect Spurs, to be honest.
Some of these comments here, by the way, we haven't even put them up on the stage, are so funny.
But you can put them up. Wait, before you put them up, I think we've gotten year 11, Lou.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. And we've discussed that sort of stuff. But so we'll get to Anton. We just read some of these comments. Anton, you can put them up if you want.
Yeah. No. What was the last one that there were so many. Oh my God. And Ash has been in here.
Yeah, big ups to you, Ash.
See, this is
Ash has waxed lyrical about your crush.
That we're doing all the time in our group chat. So me and Ash will vouch for this. Play this game. We like to catch each other out about things that we've said in the past, right? And we're always kind of like finding screenshots or things that we've said just to kind of just remind each other and stuff.
I've seen you too.
Yeah, no. So to be fair to Ash, I give it back to him all the time. So it's only
Ash is literally just Newcastle version of Anton. To be honest with you, Human didn't don't know what this.
He's speaking to Human Lumen. He's saying we didn't buy Sesko for fans going off on one because Human Lumen said Sesko and Gyökeres were bought because of United and Arsenal fan base pressure. So he's answering Human Lumen.
I think that's right. I reckon that's right. I do reckon they were both bought for the press. I mean, the striker thing
I don't think
had held off on for a very, very long time. And it was after last year that we had the year that we did. And our fan base was like, we need to have a striker. We need to have a striker.
I'm sorry. And
we bought Berta. And the first thing he said was, don't worry, guys, I'm going to get you a striker. And
I think we were always going to get 2 days later. We were always going to get a striker. But like Arsenal, they don't listen to the fans in terms of signings.
Oh no, it
They
wasn't in
don't.
terms of who we chose wasn't a fans thing. The fact that we bought a striker and it
Oh,
had
but
to
we
be
needed
one
one.
of them.
We needed one because of the injuries, like
Yeah.
Jesus' injury record, Harvard's injury record. Like if we didn't get a striker, that would be severe malpractice. To have like 2 injured strikers and not buy any in the summer, that'd be insane. You could be right, but if I play him and keep winning, I'm not fussed about how he looks or GA. I
I'm
think he's talking
assuming
about
that's
Nicholas
on Eze.
or
Yeah.
Eze or Eze.
I would say that's on Eze.
Yeah, Eze will fix up. I think he's a level-headed guy. I don't think if he had an ego, it's being squashed. And if he
Yeah,
does
I
have
think
an
that's true
ego,
too.
and if he does have an ego and he feels like he deserves game time, he can fuck off.
But part
That's
of
how
the
I
ego
feel.
being squashed is having those moments of frustration as
Yeah.
part of that transition. So when you see him you could see just a screw kind of come out of his head after being subbed at Inter. It's part of that process for me. You know what I mean? You have being humbled in a sense. So
I don't think Voldemort has been doing too well lately. I'm not sure, dude.
hey, you know what? But he hit the ground running. I don't disagree with
He
what
was
Ash is saying.
fantastic for them. I think if they could have bought Voltemada and not Johan Wissa, it actually would have been better for them. Like Wissa was supposed to be the main striker, but he got injured on international duty before he actually ever set foot on the pitch for Newcastle.
Oh, so you said they bought both
Voltemada
Sesko
was
and
supposed to be a
Voltemada.
backup, so he's saying Sesko as well.
I can't disagree with that take. I
I
actually think
assume.
Sesko would have. I reckon Howe would have made him the man to begin with. But I think Sesko was still a developmental player. He needed what Arsenal and Man United were offering in terms of being able to learn and adjust and take time to build his game, because he still doesn't know where he is. That's one of the
But I
reasons
don't
why
think we offer that.
I didn't want him, because I didn't have
He was-
time for somebody
we
still
want
trying
the
to
right
figure out
guy for him.
themselves. He
Yeah,
doesn't
we
know
want
what
the
type
right
of
guy.
striker he wants to be. He's so talented. Like as an athlete, all of his metrics are off the chart. But as a footballer, he still has not figured out what his strengths are quite yet. So
Z Gold, I wasn't shitting on Sesko, right? This is when I said he's not good enough. He's not that guy. I'm talking about coming to the Emirates and having something to prove, taking the game by the scruff of the neck and doing something against Arsenal. You gotta be really good. Like I don't
you
think.
have to remember, Arsenal have the best 2 center backs in world football. So it's
Yeah,
not
I don't
like-
think honestly. Like to be honest, even Ollie Watkins, I don't think has the ability to do that at
He
times.
was the other one that was being spoken about for us, though. Out of the
Yeah.
three, he's the one I would have taken.
Yeah,
Just
I
for
think
experience.
I think Ollie Watkins maybe can have on his best, very very best of days, could come to the Emirates and have something to prove and do something against us. But that's like as low as I'm willing to go in terms of coming to the Emirates as a striker against our centre backs and doing something, you know. Yeah, I said
That's the comment.
yeah. Anton is player FC. Not gonna lie.
I don't know.
You know, it's kind of.
I can get confused as player FC because I'm always defending players in every conversation.
Yeah, you defend the players a lot.
But like yesterday, I was defending Martinelli in our group chat when I don't know what Lou thinks about this, but Staffy said that he thinks that Dorgu is
Say
better
no
than
more.
Martinelli.
Staffy said is enough for me.
He said
Staffy-
Dorgu is a better player than Gabriel Martinelli, and I had to pick out the pass that Martinelli played and against Inter.
Staffy said Basuma is better than Declan Rice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know.
anything.
I don't know if you guys watch basketball. Do you watch? You watch a little bit of basketball, Anton. He said Wembanyama is better than Shaq.
Who is better than Shaq?
Wembanyama.
Wemby.
Yeah, he said Wemby is better than Shaq because Wemby could
There
make
is
free
only
throws.
one
He
center
said
in the history of the world that I would ever put ahead of Shaq.
No, but
and that is Kareem.
he was also the
That's
guy.
the
that was
levels
saying,
we're talking about. Wemby,
Yeah.
sorry, is not there.
No, but this is the kind of guy you might understand.
Game.
But
Please,
it's
Staffy.
like imagine saying that, you know, Sesko is better than Ronaldo. That's basically what he said.
Okay, Wemby needs to first be better than Giannis before we talk about Shaq.
Like he's not even he always does these
He needs to be better than Embiid before we're talking about Shaq.
My problem with Staffy has never, ever, ever, ever been on a stream with me. As you guys know, I tend to be reasonably positive given the state of affairs at my club at the moment.
Yeah.
That seems to irk Staffy because he enjoys being miserable. And so after one of our losses, one of the last shows I was on, the Football Terrace, he came into the chat and his comment in the chat was, "Oh, no happy clappy dance today," but wouldn't come on the stream to speak to me. Didn't want to answer me in the chat, just wanted to come in and throw shade and then leave and not actually have a back and forth conversation, because he knows if he had a back and forth conversation with me, I would go through him for a shortcut and then go and have a nap. So he decided to come in, throw a comment and leave. So my thing with Staffy is I don't listen to a single word he says, because everything he does and says is for impact and has nothing to do with actual opinions. And if he wants to have a conversation, he's more than welcome to do so, but he's incapable and he won't. So when your sentence starts with, Staffy says, I can already tell you it's nonsense immediately.
Lou, you are so like
no, but that was
brutal.
basically the point of what Ash was saying. So Anton's player of C.
Anton's like, that's the point.
I am just
nonsense.
like, if somebody says talk shit on any one of my players, my wiring as it goes,
he's just
automatic
he's
defense mode.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like that with their own players. Do you know what I mean? I think
Dorgu being better than Martinelli is just a
take it
terrible
to the
take.
extreme. What I think Dorgu, we have seen, forget Martinelli for a minute, okay? Just looking at Dorgu, I think a lot of fans, including me, were starting to write Dorgu off. We were like, I'm not seeing it. And then we started playing him in more attacking roles on the right wing and the left wing. And we're like, who's Dorgu and where has he been? Where did this boy come from? We're seeing the best of him. We're seeing more than we were seeing before. And when we have fans, and every fan base has them, that likes to say things for impact, they take something positive like that Dorgu is now drastically improved, and they go, oh, well, he must be better than Martinelli. He's better than Haaland. He's going to be better than Saka. And it's for impact.
Everyone takes Saka.
They take the fact and then they just run with it for attention. And then they won't have a conversation about what they've actually said.
And I think it's something that fans do as well. I see Chelsea fans do it all the time where, you know, your club isn't performing at an extremely high level, but you want to put all your players and the entire squad in conversations with the best players in the world, but you also don't want to, when you aren't performing, you don't want to blame the manager either. And it's like, okay, then what's the problem? Like, you're not blaming the manager, you're not blaming the players, but you're still doing badly. So it's just a weird thing that football fans do, where we kind of try to elevate, put our players in conversations that they don't belong in. Kind of like Ash saying that Lewis Smiley's world class, you know?
Yeah,
don't get started.
You know, kind of like my man Ash saying Livermento is the best right back, you know, in the league, you know?
Yeah. Livermento. You know what? We gave into that when he was on this show.
I had to, because if you would have been arguing for,
we put him against Timber at the time. Oh my god. What a sin.
Yeah. All right, Anton, you can give me your starting 11.
All right. Well, this one's going to be fun because now Arsenal are fully fit. So I'm not quite sure. The one position where I'm like, is he fit enough to play is left back. So obviously, I'm just going to rewind just for a second. David Raya in the goal.
Yeah.
If it was up to me and he is fully fit, Calafiori starts me at left back.
He's been so good for you this season. He's the one I said I hope he's not back for another week, because any of the matches I've watched this season, he's been so good.
Been back. And one thing I know about
Calafiori's a revelation.
Is Arsenal, when a player is available, they will obsess over him in training. And I've seen about 17 photos in the gallery of Calafiori in the last 48 hours in training. So Arsenal's really pushing that. I'm going to say Calafiori starts at left back for me, because he's fit enough to be in the team. He's fit enough to start. Gabriel and Saliba, absolutely 100%. Yuri and Timber starts at right back. Center midfield, say no more. Rice and Zubimendi. The left is where I find it interesting. I'm going to have to say it's Probably. The thing is that Arteta has been weird recently with his usage of Trossard. So Trossard doesn't start against Nottingham Forest, but he starts against Inter in a game that we don't need to win. But now we're playing Man United on the weekend. He played Eze for 55 minutes, but I don't see him starting Eze, even though I want to see him starting Eze. He won't. I'm sticking with Trossard.
Trossard's been very good for you this season.
I'm sticking with Trossard.
He has been.
He has been. I'm just saying that because we're rotating the team and as healthier that we get, Arteta is trying. Like I will not be surprised if Martinelli, as we were just discussing, starts tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but it should be Trossard.
When we played you the first time, I didn't expect Martinelli to start on the left, and he started Martinelli on the left. So like. The other ones, the rest of the team picks itself. I'd say Odegaard is at the 10, as much as people are trying to kick him out of the team after one or two bad performances. Saka obviously is a must start for me on the right. And I'd still go with Gyökeres. I think in recent days, I have started to see a more confident man. I was watching him going, I was sending Cal this clip, and it's gone pretty viral all across everybody, of Saka, Gyökeres, and Eze playing, was it a 2-touch? And he went up and he beat them both in training. Like, just for a clue in, by the way, Saka got eliminated first in the 2-touch competition, because Saka takes too many. One thing about Saka is that he's a great player, but he takes way too many touches before he shoots. Like, though, have you seen the way he takes penalties? He'll like elongate his run up. So that's maybe
that irritates me in a player. Yeah. I don't like that. And I don't mean Saka, I mean in any player when they take too many, because our team does it, what we do, and it's what we didn't do against City. We take too many touches, way too many touches. And what we do is instead of playing the ball fast, we allow the opposition's defense to
get back into shape. Yeah, that's every time we've drawn or lost a game, that's what we've done. By the way, just for context, Trossard has been having, by everyone's account, one of his best seasons for Arsenal. 7 goals, 7 assists in all comps.
Same as Saka.
Saka has been having one of the worst seasons for Arsenal by all accounts, and he has 7 goals and 7 assists in all comps. So this is what I mean when I say, like, Saka's, like, baseline Saka is just, he's extremely good, effective player. He's extremely effective. And I think it's not everyone's cup of tea when it comes to Saka. I think because when he dribbles past players, he does it in like 1 or 2 moves. He's not doing the Doku thing where he's like Doku's just doing this like a million times and he's cutting in and out and then he crosses and the cross is off. But Saka will literally just,
I think
is that he's an incredible like competitor in terms of he's competitive about everything. So even in the time he got eliminated, he denied the fact he took an extra touch, went ahead and shot it anyway. He goes, "Yeah, come on!" And Eze's like, "You're out, bro." He's looking like, "What do you mean?" Yeah. Although everyone could see he took 3 touches. Like,
I think part of it as well is the expectation. So, for example, coming into the season, the expectations for Saka are much higher than those for Trossard.
Yes.
Therefore, when they're doing the same thing, Saka's underperforming if he's only matching Trossard, or Trossard is overperforming if he's reaching Saka. I think it's the expectation factor.
And it's a bit of both. And by the way, if Saka could just, like, say, we've been a little bit past way half the season, so he'd have to overperform. Let's say he ends the season on 14 goals and 14 assists. That's an amazing season. So, I think, So all he needs to do is just to pick up in form a little bit, and I think he can do that. But absolutely. In terms of your lineup, Anton,
I wanted to finish my Gyökeres point.
I agree. Right? I agree with your lineup. I think that's exactly. But
back to my Gyökeres point for a little bit, because I'm seeing Ash's chirping as well in the comment section.
You're going to defend Gyökeres again?
No. The thing is that I'm starting to see Gyökeres play as he should be, and you need to somewhat reward that. So he scores against Chelsea. By the way, assists against Chelsea as well. Like, he did have a bad day against Forest, but everybody had a bad day against Forest. That Inter game, the fact that I saw him score that goal in the two touch thing with Saka and Eze. And the very next day, we took a flight over to Inter Milan, and he scores that exact same goal, which is, by the way, not a tap in. It's is not with his private parts, as Ash likes to remind me all the time. It was a banger screamer from outside the box, where he really took the bull by the horns and just put that thing in the back of the net. You're starting to see. By the way, he had another chance right, like literally 2-3 minutes later as well, where he could have scored as well. You're starting to see his body language increase, his pace somehow increase, his work rate,
Pace?
and he's walk back at that Inter.
I did
Inter
actually.
goal,
I
right?
watched it last night. He didn't beat him.
Right, because you're going to get
But I just do
distracted by
feel like
Ash,
you're starting
okay?
to.
So
You have to reward him for that, and I
I
think
can
he
see
will.
Ash answering you. So
Yeah.
before you get distracted, what I would say is I think both Sesko and Gyökeres have been underwhelming based on what we would have hoped for them to do in the season. What I would say is that doesn't mean that neither of them will reach the heights that we believe are possible for them. I think both of them are growing into the teams and into the league as such. But I think, given that basically the key piece you guys have needed for multiple years now has been the striker, I think a lot of your fans, if they were given the option of a different striker, knowing how long it has taken Gyökeres to start blooming, would potentially pick a different striker.
Yeah, I mean, Cal will tell you he wants Alvarez right away.
Yeah, dude.
But
Yeah.
so I get you're trying to back him because you want him to do well. But you can say he has been underwhelming to this point without saying he's terrible and I don't want him. And, they don't equate. You can say underwhelming and it's okay.
And by the way, Ash, I want to tell you, right? If we're fast forwarding 12 months from now and Alvarez is going through the exact same thing that Gyökeres is going through, and Gyökeres is playing well, I will be Alvarez FC, because everyone's going to be on Alvarez's back, having the expectations that I'm starting to see now. And I will remind you that these were the expectations that you had, and all of a sudden you're rewriting what this player is. Like that's
Right.
kind of just what it is for me.
But if you were
Lou
just
was
completely honest, Anton, like
Yeah.
just completely, there's no consequences, nobody can hear you. It's just the three of us,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Do you feel, knowing what you know and how long it's taken him to get running, do you
Yeah.
feel that Gyökeres, not Gyökeres against Sesko, but Gyökeres in the striker market was the correct choice for what Arsenal needed at that time?
Very good question. Look, for me, the striker market was never, unfortunately, ever like there was never a very obvious answer. There's not one player that sticks out to me, goes, wow, that player was fantastic. Alexander Isak for many was that, but he hasn't really turned out to be that at Liverpool so far. Now,
Yeah, Wilsey makes a good
granted-
point. He says an injury resistant Isak would be perfect, but Alvarez would be great too. See, injury resistant Isak doesn't exist. Like he was always an injury risk. And
Also,
even
I
when we
want
were
yes or
linked
no
to him,
from Anton.
Yeah.
So,
Look, I will
because he's
say-
going to let you talk about that comment and think we're distracted. So I want
just-
yes or no.
No.
well, I can
So-
tell you my answer.
I can see your answer on your face.
This is the thing, right? And people are going to be surprised and be like, Anton, oh my God, you turned against your boy. If we buy Julian Alvarez, he's a better fit for Arsenal. I would start him today.
Okay.
Cal, if I told Cal, hey, Alvarez is coming in as a backup to Gyökeres, he would probably leave Fire Them Cannons to be like, oh, sorry, this guy, I can't handle this guy. Because that would be absolutely insane for me to say.
But I don't think
No, but,
I
like-
don't think there was a better
So, like,
option out there. This summer, if we can get me Alvarez, I would have picked Alvarez over Gyökeres.
In hindsight, I think Ekitike we should have gotten Ekitike.
Oh,
But
Ekitike
that's
has
hindsight.
been so good.
See,
The thing
for
is,
me-
and the reason. Okay, Anton, you
Yeah.
had your bit. Let me say this. Ekitike joined Liverpool, who is less possession based than we are in terms of how we like to kick the ball around. and he fit in immediately. Immediate impact. First touch, dribbling ability, one touch, two touch football, the football that we like to play. And he had immediate impact in a Liverpool team that's quite shit in terms of their chemistry. You take that injury resistant, because he is, Ekatike, put him into this Arsenal team at the start of the season. He's not, first of all, like, and we couldn't have known this. No climatization period. So he's just balling from the start, scoring goals, having immediate impact. With the climatization that it's taken Gyökeres up at this point, I think Ekatike would have had more goals. He would have fit the system better long term than Gyökeres. And I think we'd probably be like 11, 12 points ahead in the league. I think Ekatike by himself would have won us probably like 6 more points.
The reason I ask,
in retrospect,
But that's hindsight. But that's hindsight.
But the reason I ask,
it's impossible. It's impossible.
But the reason I ask that is because for me, while I like Sesko, while I think he has potential, while I feel like he can be good, I didn't feel like he was the right striker choice for us for what we needed. We needed somebody more established, more already made, rather than someone who was developmental. And I think now looking at it, it feels like Gyökeres, while he may be a good player, wasn't necessarily what you needed at that time. So while you can stick up for them and want them to do well and see their positives, you can also say they maybe weren't the right choice at that time for your club.
Again, I think that's hindsight. For me at the time, I'm just going to be honest,
it's hindsight. We're just talking about a hypothetical.
All we can talk about at the time, Victor Gyökeres for me had scored more goals than any player on planet Earth. If I had that option and I knew that the player who has scored more goals in the last 48 months than any player, any human being alive at the professional level, he's available for me to get, it's a no-brainer. Could I foresee the way he's played now? No.
But so based on that,
hindsight, yeah.
But based on that,
Anton,
at the time, he felt like the right choice for exactly the reason you said. Now that we're a chunk of the way through the season, he feels like maybe not the correct choice. Now that we can look at it with hindsight, that would suggest he's been underwhelming because he seemed like the right choice and now he doesn't.
And
therefore,
the funny thing that's funny,
it equates
everyone
to being
thinks
underwhelming.
Gyökeres defense league, which I am to an extent.
Yes,
but I start every single one of these conversations with, guys, he has not been good. He has not been what I think he was. But then I go on to defend him because I need to establish that he hasn't. For me, it's always been about what I know he's capable of. I don't like people all of a sudden calling somebody shit when they've got this most sparkling resume, but you've seen him in his new job for a little bit. And, it's not even, we have this thing where in the first 6 months here, I don't know if you have the same thing in England, but in the first 6 months of a job is called a probation period, right? So Gyökeres is still in his probation period. A lot of people would fire him based off inside of his probation period and not let him continue, right? But for me, I'm like, I hired this guy because he had the best CV of anybody that I had available. I want to kind of see that, go ahead, develop.
Yeah, well, the biggest problem.
I would love to have both Gyökeres and Alvarez because they offer me different things.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be bragging next year about the fact that I have both of those guys. I think Gyökeres by next year will be a much better player than he's been this year because it'll be 1 year into the system.
My biggest problem with Gyökeres
is going to be a Premier League ready player already, and I think that we're going to have so many riches for it. You know what I mean? And
my biggest problem with Gyökeres is the fact that he didn't have the impact. The only reason I wanted him is because I thought he was going to bang straight away. That's why I wanted him over Sesko. That's literally the only reason.
That's why most of your fans who wanted him over Sesko, because Sesko was known to be developmental, whereas Gyökeres was considered to be already made because of his stats from the previous season. So I think that's what most of your fans wanted, Cal. To be honest,
when I hear, well, next year he's gonna be. I don't give a fuck. I need you to be good this year.
Yeah.
because
I mean,
if like honestly, I'm sorry, like that's why we got him. Like if I buy a crisis, if my company's in crisis and I buy a CEO to handle crisis and he's telling me, oh, no, in a year or two I'll be a good CEO, it's like, that's not why I got you. I got you because we're in crisis right now and
yeah.
you need to fix up now. Like if I wanted to train someone, I would get someone younger than you. You know what I'm saying?
And
No,
I
So
and
think
I
actually
hear
that's
that, by
very
the way. But at the same
relevant.
time, we're top of the league. So,
yeah,
like,
no,
Well,
no, but
I think Will's
I'm
sort of
I'm talking
saying
about individual as an
yeah.
individual.
Will sort of is on your sort of thinking path, I think, Anton, because he's put in the chat there, we're second highest goals in the Premier League and joint first in the UCL. We're good for goals. My argument, I would agree with Cal, is that's fine. It's not that Arsenal aren't doing well for goals. Yous are smashing them in. The
Yeah,
fact is, you've hired a guy to score goals and he's not scoring as many goals as you expected. Therefore, he individually is underperforming. Do you
I'm
know what I
talking about
mean?
the individual.
And
Yeah, I'm talking about the
my
individual.
thing is, I don't now, I run my own shop, but previously I worked in HR. I actually designed the training I wrote the training and the assessments, and I delivered the training, and I wrote the online training management system for the company I worked for over 300 staff. So my thing is training, coaching, all of that. So and recruitment, obviously, performance review management, all of that. I did all of that. And so for me is when I hire somebody for a specific role, I need them to be good at that role. That's what I've hired you for.
Yeah.
That's your job. I don't need you to do Mary's job. Mary can do Mary's job. I need you to do your job.
Yeah.
Do you,
No,
do you
And
know?
to be
also
fair,
So
that's
I
and
think
also
that's
because
the problem.
and just because the company has made higher profits than they've ever had, the team has higher profits than they ever had. If if you underperformed at what you did, you still underperformed. Doesn't matter what even though the team did really well, you still underperformed, and that's my problem with Gyökeres right now. He needs to have a
Look,
complete
to be fair
turnaround in
though,
the second half.
I was showing Cal, we're chatting yesterday as we always do, and I was kind of showing him the stats. Which, by the way, it was just because I was kind of doing a bit of a deep dive into our player statistics. What was the one I showed you, the little graphic with all the GNA of all the Arsenal players?
Yeah, they couldn't
Which
get
I
him.
just-
Will
Which is
they couldn't get him?
what? Which is fine, interesting, right? So the players with the best GNA at Arsenal right now are Saka and Trossard, are both have 14. The second player on that list, second tier down, who's gotten 12, is Rice. He's got 12 GA. The third tier is Gyökeres and Martinelli, who both have 10 GA. So it's not like amongst all of our players in terms of production, goals, and assists that he's been terrible. I just think that I do think that overall he hasn't been good, but I do also think that the goals are spread across the team more evenly.
Yeah, but they've always been
was
like
at
that.
Sporting Lisbon.
You could.
Sporting Lisbon,
I think
it was him
could-
and nobody else that was scoring
but
goals,
that
which is
and,
why
and,
his
and
goal
that's a
scoring
big
record was
problem
so
though.
insane.
But that's the problem. Like we always scored goals all over the pitch. What we thought and what we wanted, we said, like, look at all these goals we're scoring everywhere. If we had a guy who's capable of just scoring a ton on top of what we already do, then we would be unstoppable. And this is why I hated the argument when we said we needed a striker after the 23-24 season. Everyone said, oh, this is the most goals we've scored in the blah blah blah. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like having a guy.
Positive Dan's been saying for a year about
if we have a
Havertz,
if we had a guy that was able to like add goals on top of that, not just join the guys, just be one of the guys who's adding to the. Look at me, I'm just adding to the goals like everyone
Arsenal's
else.
top goal scorer. So while we are one of the highest goal scorers in the league, he is our personal top goal scorer right now.
Yeah, that doesn't mean shit. Like last season, Havertz was our top goal scorer with 9 goals in the season.
Right.
Like,
I feel like we're discussing an Arsenal United match and we're doing a lot of Arsenal discussing.
Yeah,
because Arsenal discussing. So what I want to do,
I do this a lot.
Is ask
you dragged me into a Gyökeres discussion, man.
Yeah, well, I'm dragging
I want
you
to read
back
out this one comment though before we move on.
Oh yeah.
I want to. So Willie goes, I'm watching while on my travels. Not happy with Anton. Sorry, but your handle is HotSport AU. It's too close to Hotspur. So I need to tell you the reason why my channel is called HotSport is because the original idea of my channel was that I was going to talk about all different kinds of sports from all different parts of the globe. Because I live in Australia and I follow American sports and I follow Premier League sports, I want to be the only channel in the big picture that spoke about the NFL, about Premier League, about the NBA, even about tennis, about cricket, about baseball, like
What is your
everything.
like? Are you allergic
So the
to
idea
ice
is-
hockey? I love
No,
ice
actually,
hockey.
I'm actually not
Ice
into ice
hockey's
hockey.
unreal, Anton. You listed so many sports, and none of them were ice
I'm not
hockey.
really into. I've never been in ice hockey. You know what it is? It's just because it's a skill that I don't think I've got. The fact that you can play while skating, I think
See,
is something for
my
me.
fiance
I mean, there's a
was
little
an
bit
ice
of
hockey
jealousy
player,
inside
so
me. Yeah.
he got me
Oh,
into
yeah.
it. So,
Of course.
so good.
No, so the idea was of the name HotSport
Yes.
was off of the term hotspot. So like like I can. That's the idea. So that's what the name come from. Which
Well,
is
now
why
you
my
just
logo
look like Hotspot.
looks like hotspot. That's what my
I
logo
actually
looks like a
didn't
hotspot.
know that about your
Yeah.
logo. That makes more sense. But what I
Yeah.
want to ask you, because I'm going to shoot at 10:30,
Yeah.
because I have to go have a coffee and then go next door and socialize. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to shoot because I was like, oh, I won't be that
We
late.
have gone
It's going to
over
be
2 hours,
fine.
which is
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
because
nah.
we're having so much fun. But
Yeah.
what I want to ask you is, because I reckon and I hope we're going to play Mbumo up front. Does
Yeah.
that make you more nervous than the idea of Sesko?
Cal, you answer that.
Yes. Because
Okay, so
Mbumo
1 out
can,
of 2 is sensible. Excellent.
yeah, because to be honest with you, Mbumo has been a little bit underwhelming for the past couple of days, but I feel like he does have a really good shot on him. So if he can manage to break free and get a shot, I feel like he scores. The problem is he has to break free.
Yeah,
that's the problem. So
what I like about him is he's much more physical. I like that he's a physical player because I think that's something we had for many years. United was a really physical team. We were feisty. And then we kind of lost that and we all became a bit like wallflowers, or like, if you look at us funny, we're going to snap and we're all going to be injured. And like Anthony Martial, incredibly talented, so injury prone. Marcus Rashford at one point was literally playing with a broken back. Mason Mount, injury prone. Luke Shaw, injury prone. They're all injury prone. So what I like about Mbumo is not only is he a talented player, but he's physical, he's robust, a strong wind wouldn't blow him over. And I think defenders have gotten used to not having to.
The visual on that, I don't know why it was funny in my head. Anyway.
I'm glad I can amuse you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say things that seem normal to me and people are like, what did she say? And like my fiance, he's not Irish. So like sometimes I'll say things like English isn't his first language.
Where's he from?
He's originally from Latvia. And then he spent some time in Belgium growing up as well. So it's completely different culturally. And so sometimes I say things and he's like, it's a phrase, which to me makes complete sense. And he's like, what does that mean? And I explain it to him. And as I'm explaining it to him, I realize that it makes no sense. It just is, which is actually, ironically, how I think the result is going to be when we beat you.
It makes no sense. It just is.
See how I just teed that up there accidentally? You never know where I'm going with these stories. But I like the fact that he's physical. I think it's good. And I think it's something that opposition have it's become dormant with United because they didn't have to do it for so long. And now they're like, oh, a physical United player? This is new again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like it. And I like that nobody knows what we're going to do. It's excellent.
For me.
Yeah, we do. But just now, Anton. Anton, I just have one question because we don't have that much time. I just wanted to get Lou to tell me, who do you think the standout player is going to be in the game for you guys?
Do you know who I actually think it's going to be? Casemiro.
Casemiro, really?
Casemiro just announced that he's leaving in the summer.
See,
he wants to leave with a bang.
See?
But Casemiro has ability. He's not Sesko. He's an experienced guy.
Oh no, right? No! You are not Anton, you are not comparing Sesko to
I didn't compare
Casemiro.
anything. I just had this thing.
Five-time Champions League winner, Casemiro.
Whoa. I'm not comparing anybody to nobody. I'm just pointing out to Cal because Cal always loses it when I'm making narrative-based predictions. And it's got nothing to do with Sesko or anything. It's the fact
But the narrative has to
Lou
make
also
sense.
makes narrative-based
Yeah, but
predictions.
the narrative makes sense. Saying that Casemiro is going to have a good game and he's going to do something is narrative based, yes, but he's also has the ability, which was my point. I said how you can say that about Haaland, you can say that about some of these players. You can't say it about Sesko.
It's
Also,
like,
we also saw
like a lightning rod, okay?
yeah,
So there has to
Thunderdome.
be lightning for the lightning rod to work. Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Casemiro is the lightning, and he's going to strike Arsenal.
He's going to try.
Let's see what Declan Rice and Zubimendi have to say for that. But yeah.
The only
I'm
thing
on a
I would
roll.
say is I think didn't Casemiro like kind of did Zubimendi dirty in the Europa League last year? I think
It's
that's
possible.
what
It
I think
sounds
that's
like
what
something you would do.
Did you play
people
Sociedad last year?
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a good game
I think
against
we
him.
did. I'm
And I
pretty
think
sure we did.
and I think it's actually off the back of that game, people were saying that they weren't sure if Zubimendi would climatize to the league with the physicality of the league. But I think it was literally just, Casemiro.
And his first game in the Premier League was against Casemiro too. So
that's interesting. What I find, the narrative, yes, but I think what the narrative does is different players are motivated by different things. Casemiro has won 5 Champions Leagues, and when we score a goal, like when we won against City, he's jumping up and down. Carrick's giving him a piggyback up and down the sideline. He's buzzed. He's so excited. He loves what he does, and I think all of it is motivation for him. So, like, do you know when some people... So, Glasner announced that he was leaving Palace like a month ago, okay? It was all leaked out. And Palace have fallen off a cliff. We have announced Casemiro's leaving in the summer. I think it's going to have completely the opposite effect. I think he wants to go out with a bang. And I think what it does is it motivates him to be a better version of himself. So it awakens the talent we know he has. And do you know, like, if you've just run a marathon and you're getting towards the end and you're absolutely so tired, you're falling down, and then you see the finish line and you're like, it's so close. And then you absolutely give it everything till the end. That's Casemiro. He sees the finish line. He is going to spend everything. So I think the game after that's announced is going to be do you know what I mean? The bang. So yes, it's a story narrative, but it's also based on like facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand. I didn't see that side of it, but I kind of agree.
Well, that's why
I don't think
to hear Lou talk, because I'm learning a little bit more.
And that's why we do this, so we could get the United perspective, because we can't, we wouldn't be able to come up.
The City perspective.
I'm not going to debate you. Like, on all things Manchester United. That's why we have you here. You know what I mean?
Like, and also, okay, Anton, who do you believe that Ash is like? Can we pray for Sunderland to get relegated? It's not going to happen.
No,
it's not happening.
It's not going to happen. Casemiro, the GOAT.
They're not going. As bad as their form might turn, if in your world, it won't get Wolves bad, it won't get Burnley bad, and it won't get West Ham bad. I know they lost to West Ham, right? But it's overall their form for the season isn't going to be worse than West Ham's moving forward with the huge gap in points now. So it's the same logic I used with Arsenal and Man City in the Premier League title. So
yeah. Let's get into the who do you think is going to have a really good game against Manchester United, Anton? Who do you think is going to be the standout?
Central midfield, so I'm going to go central midfield too. I think Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is going to have a good game. I don't need to explain further, because at the moment, in my opinion, I've been thinking about it this week. Right now, on form, I think he's the best player in the world right now, overall. And I just think this is one of those stages for me where he needs to raise his level and just be world class, and in every way possible, whether it be, defensively, whether it be offensively, for him to come to the party and, deliver a top class Declan Rice game. And I think that could be coming. in this one.
I do. I think Declan Rice is a really good player. Can I ask you guys a question? Because this is something I do as a United fan, and maybe you guys do it as well. When I have a big match coming up, I always check who the ref is going to be, because I think the ref these days can change the whole game. Craig Pawson.
Oh, okay, good. I don't know much about him.
We have a checkered history with Craig Pawson.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's good news for us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but these refs, like, just like the Premier League refs are the worst referees in world football. I swear.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
Like, why do I know these guys' name? Why do I know your face? Why do I know your personality? You shouldn't have a personality. You shouldn't have a style, bro.
Yeah.
There's like
you shouldn't have a refereeing style. It's insane. It's the most insane thing in the world.
It's like, oh, this is a referee. Well, it's going to be this kind of game today. It's like, no, the footballer should be dictating the style, and the referee should just be making sure that things don't go crazy.
When it comes to Arsenal, when I see them, I'm like, we're in trouble. Number 1, Anthony Taylor. Number 2,
Anthony Taylor is
Michael Oliver,
terrible,
and number 3,
terrible.
Chris Kavanagh.
Terrible. All 3 terrible. Absolutely terrible. And do you know what? I think they're consistently terrible across the board. I genuinely think they're all terrible. If I know their name, they're terrible.
Yep.
But those are the ones that England put forward to play, to manage it, to ref Champions League
embarrassing
games
is
in the
that?
World Cup. Like,
Ireland should put someone like me.
All right, we have 3 minutes. 3 minutes left with Lou. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Score predictions, Lou. Be honest.
1-1.
1-1.
Genuine. Yeah.
Wait,
who scores?
You were saying all this stuff about how you're going to beat us, and now when he actually
that's like the stuff where you say Gyökeres is the best striker in the world. You know what I mean? You have to put it out there sometimes. But I started the stream saying a draw, and I'm finishing the stream saying a draw.
Yeah.
So
it's like it's a curve. It goes up like this, so it goes like that. Come back down to level. 1-1. Who scores?
I might beat David to the show. But who scores? I think Mbeumo will score.
Okay.
For you guys, who do I think will score?
Interesting.
Who do I think will score for you guys?
Why is this so tough, Lou?
It's tough because everyone's
because you spread your goals out. And I mean that's serious, because if you ask me City, I'm almost definitely going to say Haaland. If you ask me Newcastle, I'm going to say Voltemata. If you ask me about Liverpool, I'll probably say Ekitike. When I say Arsenal, I don't think Gyökeres. I think, Jesus, it could be any of them. Do you know what I mean? I actually don't know. It's the honest answer. I don't know. I think the safest
option.
The safest option. Crazy and starts with a Z.
The safest one is Gabriel set piece. Gabriel set piece is my default.
Do you know what I'll say? What I will say, you guys obviously score a huge amount of set pieces, but up until like week 20 or week 19, something like that, we were level with you for set piece goals in the season. It's only the last few matches you've kind of gone ahead of us. So actually,
came back.
we have drastically improved. Last season, our set pieces were appalling. Have you seen Liverpool this season? Worst set piece record. They've conceded the most and scored the least. It was brutal. I did a whole video on it because it just really cheered me up.
Yeah.
But so I reckon I use a score. I couldn't possibly say who, genuinely, because it could be any of them. Lamens has been sensational for us. Yep.
The lemon. How about you, Anton? Who do you think? What do you think the score is going to be?
Look, just because.
And who do you think is going to score?
I'm not going to say.
Just be honest. Just be honest.
Okay. This. I've stuck with this since the last week.
Mm-hmm.
The same score we had against Tottenham. The same score we had against Aston Villa. It was 4-1 to the Arsenal. And
4-1?
When I say this, you need to take context into key. At halftime against Villa, it was 0-0, right? I do think this will be quite a close game for a certain point in time, but I do think in the second half, I think Arsenal will lift. It could be 1-1 at halftime, to be honest, but I do think in the second half, we could lift our game, and I think we could, just score a few in quick succession towards the back end.
Do you know what mistake you're making?
I think that we might win.
I don't
You're
think
judging it as a normal game. It's not a normal game. It is a derby. all the form,
But
all
so
the
was
stats
Tottenham.
go out
So
the
was
window.
Tottenham.
Oh, come on. You're
was
not
Tottenham.
saying it's the same level.
What
Come
about
on.
Villa in the title race?
Okay, so in our derby against
gone
City, we beat
level.
them 2-0.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
insane.
I'm gonna just
Come
now, Lou,
on.
just now. Okay, just now. Just let me just handle this. I will say this: Tottenham isn't a derby. It barely is anymore. Like we literally, they don't fight us. They have zero fight, zero
It's
effort.
the
They
definition of a derby. They literally are
they
like
roll
2
over.
kilometers away from us.
Yeah, but in terms of effort, in terms of atmosphere, they roll over every year now. Like it doesn't have that intensity of like North London derbies of the past. Second of all, Aston Villa, that game, we all know Unai Emery completely lost his fucking head, and he's to blame for why the things got out of hand. In this Manchester United game, I don't see them giving up. I don't see them not being physical. I don't see them. The only reason I think we would score like a lot of goals is if they try too hard at the start and they run out of gas towards the end. That's literally the only thing I can see.
That is the factor in my head.
But you didn't say that.
4-1, and they think, oh, this is like.
But I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a 4-1. I think it's going to be.
It could be 3-1.
I think it's. I honestly gonna think it's either a 2-1 or 3-2 to Arsenal, and because Manchester United have scored, they score a lot of goals. I think they're third in the league in terms of number of goals scored. I don't think our defense against set pieces aren't that great. I think we concede too much of them. I do see that they have the ability to score a set piece against us, but we could also do the same against them. I think because of our quality and because of what we need in order to keep our lead against Manchester City, I feel like we will win the game. But I think it's going to be a scrappy game. I think it's going to be a tough game. I wouldn't be surprised if we win it in the last kick of the game, something like that. So I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be scrappy. I think it's going to be a really, really good game. So I will not say that it's just going to be this walk in the park. I just can't.
I didn't say it was a walk in the park either. I
know 4-1
walk in the park,
but 4-1, it's a 4-1 where, like, at the end of the game, when your team is gassed,
insane, and then you just drop the ball at the last minute. You were doing so well. I was so proud of you.
It's like when your team is gassed at the end, we're going to have.
Anton,
we're
playing one game a week. You're playing twice a week. What do you mean we're going to get gassed out?
We rotated for Inter away and won.
We didn't play at all. We're more rested than you. What are you talking about us getting gassed out? We didn't play. None of our players played. Nobody played. We didn't play at all. What do you mean you rested somebody? We rested everybody. Are you insane?
These guys are these guys are doing a 40 game a week season. It's diabolical.
You are not more rested than us, Anton. Whatever hill you're going to die on, that's not it.
It's just in the game.
We didn't even play.
In the game, we will give you a good cardio workout.
Yeah, Anton. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Like, honestly, Anton, I don't think it's going to be. First of all, I don't think they're going to be pressing us. I do think that they're going to sit back. So maybe if we sat back and they pressed us, they'll get tired. But they're not going to press us.
You what Dorgan said?
What did he say? I don't know. What did he say?
Actually, I don't want to misquote him, but I'm going to find it again.
Was this after the City match where he was asked about the Arsenal game and he was like, yeah, we're going to go there too, or something similar?
Yep. Yeah.
But that's just, what is he supposed to say?
Isn't that exactly what you're doing? That's exactly what you're doing. You're going to go and beat us 4-1. Why is it different when he's an actual player? You're right, it's different. He's more entitled to do it. Of course it's different, you menace. Anton. Do you know who else thought they were going to beat us 4-1? Manchester City.
Manchester City are a terrible team, though.
Well, nobody was saying that before we beat them.
Look, I think the difference,
I understand that.
Look,
we get that all the time.
I'll say this. I know Lou needs to go, but I feel like the difference between going up against City and going up against Arsenal is defensively, or we are way.
It's
more
a derby. It's a derby. That's like if this was
it's a derby. Arsenal have the best defense, and they're all fully fit. Defense and midfield are all going to be available for this game. With this setup, Cal Fury, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber.
When was the last time we beat Manchester United?
We broke the record for the most.
When was the last time
that we didn't concede?
When was the last time we beat Manchester United by a 3-goal margin? Period.
I don't know.
Quite some time.
It
I can tell you it wasn't in since 2022. That much I do know because I was looking at the scores today. So definitely not in the last 3 years.
I would have said the same thing about
4
Aston
years.
Villa when we played Aston Villa. That's like.
Will you stop
we had just
comparing
lost
you
to
playing
them.
Aston Villa to being you playing Manchester
No, but I thought
United?
you said
Okay,
that
well
Aston
when
Villa's
we
a
played,
great team.
but
You
I
need to
didn't
watch out
say it
for
was the
Aston Villa.
same
They're
as
in the
a
title race,
derby.
right, Lou?
I didn't say it was the same as a derby.
Okay, to be fair,
So
it's
get your
not a
facts
derby
right.
because
It
you are
is-
in Manchester and we are in London.
Anton, are you saying that this game is less competitive than when you play Spurs because of geography? At the
No.
start of the stream, you agreed it was like a derby, and now it doesn't suit your narrative. It's not a derby. You're actually not arguing with me. You're arguing with you. And I am a woman, so I remember everything you said for the last 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Lou did get me there.
By the way, the last time we beat Manchester United by a 3-goal
there you go.
margin
There we go.
was 2015-2016.
Anton, are you using Ash as your point of reference?
I don't know. I'm clinging right now.
Are you using Ash as your point of reference? Because that means everything else Ash said is
we
correct.
argue about things all the time. I am turning to him right now. Yes.
Do you know why
Dude,
he
did
agreed
you
with
shameless?
you?
This is a
Because he said this on
derby,
my
bro.
stream yesterday,
It
and
is.
everybody disagreed with him. So he's just happy somebody agrees with him, the same as
Dude,
you.
And
Arsenal
he found of all
versus-
people, he found me.
I know.
I'm sorry. Arsenal versus Manchester United is Premier League heritage in terms
Yes,
of
it is.
Prem era.
It is.
Prem era heritage.
It is.
It's not a normal game.
Will you stop
why do
fighting with yourself, Anton? Pick
No,
a
it
side
is.
and be honest.
It is Premier League. The clubs, Arsenal versus Manchester United.
No, but you can't
is
say
Premier League
that
heritage.
and then
that is my childhood growing up. Right?
But you can't say that and then say it's not a derby. You can't say that and then say
when
I was like
I know I said that I don't hate Man United now, but when I was a kid, I absolutely fucking hated them. They always pipped us to every freaking trophy that I wanted.
Ash, it's not about two good
game
teams and
Invincible.
just stop being obtuse on purpose, because honestly, we had this conversation yesterday. Literally everybody except Anton has completely disagreed with you. It is a derby. It's nothing to do with being two good teams. It's to do with 20-odd years of history.
Derby,
get over it.
The term, a rivalry, the term derby for me means two teams playing within local
when we say
vicinity.
When we play any team in London, I call it a derby. When we play Crystal Palace, we play
okay, if you want to get
Chelsea,
technical, sure.
That's a rivalry.
But when we say
like in
when
the NBA,
we say
the
derby,
Lakers and the Celtics are the greatest rivalry in the NBA, but they are on other shores. We don't call
this is for me.
The Lakers and the Clippers is a derby.
It's semantics. It's semantics. What I'm trying to say is it's not a normal game. It's not a game where you're saying, well, we're just better than them, so we're gonna win. It just doesn't. It never works that way. It's never gonna work that way. Like Manchester United, didn't Manchester United draw against us last year? They finished like 15th.
Yeah,
they drew against us.
That one was 1-1, I think.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Away at Old Trafford.
Right. On that note,
anyway.
It is a derby. I'm gonna go. So thank you very much, lads, for having me on. It has been so much fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you actually got a few words in.
Oh, no,
thank you for having me.
This was very fun.
This was
Ash,
was
I believe,
amazing.
is going to be up next in terms of our Thunderdome. So take notes on what Lou has just done while you're sitting here.
Yeah.
Because I think Newcastle is going to be up again for us soon. So it's been absolutely amazing having you on, Lou. Thank you so much to all of your cheerleaders. We're up to now. We started the days on 73 subs. We're on 96. We are 4 away from our century.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So we're far away. We're far away from the 100. So big ups to the chat. Big ups to you guys. And hopefully we get to that little mini milestone for us, because it'll be great. And thank you to Lou's Army, because you guys were in the chat the entire stream, helping support us as well. So yeah, always being and also the fact that you guys are just in the chat, talking amongst yourself and adding to the conversation is always a really, really big thing. It helps build community here. So thank you guys.
See you soon.
Amazing. All right, up the Arsenal.
Peace. Awesome.